the show known as Beat the Clock. We're back another Wednesday here to talk to you for 2 hours about professional wrestling.
2 whole hours. Not 2 whole hours. We had a little bit of trouble getting. But
So,
yeah.
thank you for listening. If you are a repeat listener, if you somehow listen, like you live around here because some things aren't working. And if you're a new listener, I do appreciate you stopping by. So I hope you guys enjoy what you hear tonight. And it's going to be kind of cool because we have a little live stream here.
We do on YouTube. If you Google Beat the Clock Radio live on YouTube in the YouTube search machine, you can watch our live stream. You can see our beautiful, beautiful faces live on YouTube. So it's gonna be a good time. This is like our pay-per-view almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Great. We're gonna have that match with Uriel.
When Uriel gets here, we can cut promos.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. If you want us to cut promos, tell us in the YouTube chat. Come watch our live stream.
All right.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about as usual.
Yeah.
Seems to be a running theme around here.
Yeah. First of all, Ed, you know what? Happy Ty Dillinger Day today.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It is October 10th. It is 10 out of 10 day.
10.
So yeah, Ty Dillinger, of course, Mr. Perfect 10. Happy Ty Dillinger Day. Moving on.
So let's start it off with what happened this past Saturday.
That was Saturday morning,
4 a.m.
Wow.
But we watched it on Sunday because we wanted to sleep.
Yeah, because we like wrestling, but not that much.
Yeah, it was the Super Showdown.
Super Showdown
in Australia.
Yeah, it was actually. Uriel wrote in our notes. He named it like the Super Letdown, but I would say it was not, because for it to be a letdown, you had to have high expectations in the first place.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that many high expectations going into here, except for maybe 2 matches, which I think delivered. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that over the course of the show.
All right. So first up, we had the Bar and the New Day for the tag titles.
It was a pretty decent opener. I'd say it left a little bit to be desired, but
it was kind of it was like a pretty generic, all right, tag match, but it was Kofi and Xavier Woods while Big E was on the outside, and they actually won with this pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome
combo.
It was like a backstabber with a double stomp.
Yeah. So was it Xavier that did the stomp? Or
I think Kofi did the stomp.
Okay, so Xavier did the backstabber, and he held.
He held Cesaro in place.
He held Cesaro there, and then Kofi jumped off the top rope into a double stomp, and that's how they won the match.
Yeah, it was a cool finish.
It was a cool little finisher.
Tag division is getting a little bit better now that they're like sort of getting into their groove with it. And the New Day is always great. So
the New Day did retain their titles I think we all predicted last week.
Yeah, I believe so. The Bar was kind of a little throwaway match, but it was nice.
And the second match at the pay-per-view, surprisingly, was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title.
Yeah, and given the finish, I understand why it was this early.
Yeah,
I can't, because if this was like halfway through the night, or if it had opened the night, it would be like, oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But Becky had a lot of dominance pretty early on against Charlotte, which was nice. Painting her as she can get stuff done. She's definitely being painted as some form of threat until she reverted to being a heel again.
Yeah, most of the match, it was Becky just being very dominant for Charlotte. She got most of the offense in for the beginning of the match. Like Charlotte had no chance against her, which was an interesting way to go. But
it was strange. Charlotte then opted not to go for the figure 8. And went for the Walls of Flerico, as I have dubbed it.
The Walls of Flerico, yeah.
She was just a Boston Crab.
A regular Boston Crab for some reason. And,
took about 2 minutes for Becky to get to the ropes.
Yeah, the usual, kind of hurts. Let me crawl to the rope and get out of here.
And then Charlotte remembered, oh, wait, I have a finisher that goes up from this exact position. I have the figure 8.
And during the figure 8, Becky, who earlier in the night had tried to leave with her title, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So she got the title. She had the title. She pulled it from the apron, and she hit Charlotte with it. Well, the first time she missed, and then the ref still rang the bell anyway. But the second time, she got a good shot in on her.
I'm going to give you a bell for effort, Becky. But don't count on it next time. Yeah, it was. I wish they would painterize that. Maybe at Evolution they'll do a double turn.
Yeah.
Hopefully, mercifully, they'll do a double turn. But yeah, that was that match.
So yeah, Becky retained by DQ, and I think she beat her down after the match. Or something.
I think Charlotte might have gone after the match. I don't remember. It's all a blur.
So I think we all predicted that would happen.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's her first.
It's her first
defense.
title
Come on,
defense,
she's
yeah.
hot. She's hot right now, and she's just
She can't lose.
no. Like she shouldn't lose, please. But yeah.
And then next up we had Elias and Kevin Owens come out.
Mhm.
Elias tried to play Thunderstruck by AC/DC,
Oh, it's so
but
funny.
he messed up a good number of times. It was pretty funny.
And he was playing a simplified version too. Like personally, I play lead electric guitar, and that's one of my favorite riffs to play. And seeing him do this and mess it up was so funny, especially in Australia where ACDC.
Yeah, AC/DC's from Australia, so
it was
he
so
tried
good. Oh, it was adorable.
And then he just messed it up.
And then he tried to transition into his normal little acoustic jam. And he recovered. He's Elias. He knows what he's doing.
But they came out and they tried talking for a bit, and
then their opponents came out.
Their opponents came out.
John
Bobby
Cena,
Lashley,
Bobby Lashley. Yeah.
John Cena. A lot of people have been talking about him recently because of the way his hair looks.
Oh my! He looks like everybody's dad.
Yeah, his hair is a bit longer than it. I think this might be the longest he's had his hair like on WWE TV.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's also got a great bald spot in the back.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big bald spot in the back. So everyone's been making fun of him, saying he looks like Homer Simpson when he put a wig on, like in one of the episodes, and he looks like a dad.
He does. Like he does. They actually lost to Elias and Kevin. No, I'm kidding. Of course, it didn't happen. Are you kidding me? Are you insane? No. Cena did. The only offense Cena had was his 6 moves of doom. He did actually pull out whatever it is, the lightning fist or whatever, where he crosses his arms like he's
punch that he does.
He crosses his arms like he hasn't been had his first communion yet, and then he just goes up and backhands someone in the face. It's ridiculous. He makes it look so serious, but I mean, it looked better than the house show he did. But man, Elias just keeps taking that finisher.
Yeah, Bobby pretty much worked the whole match until the end when John got tagged in and did his shoulder tackles that slammed the 5-knuckle shuffle, the AA, and then the punch.
Exactly.
And that was all he did. And then afterwards, he gave a speech that he always gives when he goes to another country, I guess. He's like, I love you guys. This is my home, stuff like that.
Thanks, even though I don't live in Australia.
Yeah, even though I've been gone for so long.
Thanks for letting me do that 30 seconds of offense.
So,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So as no one surprised to see John Cena and Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're two powerhouses.
Yeah, they had no right losing.
Mm-hmm.
One match that we didn't predict correctly.
Yeah, this was kind of out of left field for us.
So we had Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics, and the Iconics are both from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So they were cutting a promo on their way to the ring, but Tommy was so annoyed by it that he asked me if we could just skip it.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. It's the same thing with Carmella in that they're just really annoying, trashy kind of. Well, not trashy, but just you know what I mean.
Very high pitched.
Very kind of basic.
Yeah.
Kind of basic, sort of Australian thing. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just said I can't believe we're finally performing here in Australia.
They were semi-faced.
Something like that. So.
And then they freaking won.
Yeah, that was weird.
It just pinned Naomi. Look, I'm mad because Asuka has lost, but at least she didn't get pinned.
Yeah. Pinned Naomi. It wasn't really much of anything to talk about.
I don't think anyone remembered this match.
It was pretty quick too.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they were crying, I think.
Yeah.
When they won.
A la Taynara Conchi in the Band Classic.
Yeah. So nothing too much to say there except that Asuka keeps losing. So.
Yeah. But on the bright side, the next match was probably match of the night. Which is weird. It was halfway through the card. It was a WWE Championship match.
Yeah, another.
Which is weird.
WWE title right in this smack in the middle of the card.
Yeah.
You had AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. There was no DQ. There had to be a winner because of what happened in their last match.
In Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
It was a great match.
So, yeah, you're right. This match, it was really hard hitting.
But at the beginning, they didn't even wait to get in the ring. They both met halfway through the ramp.
As Joe was walking down, AJ's music hit. He turned around and really close to the ring at one end of the walkway, and then AJ.
It's like a half-mile long runway, by the way.
And then
it takes him 7 minutes to do their entrance.
AJ stood at the top, and he didn't do his pose or anything. He just took his jacket off, took the belt off, and ran straight for Joe.
Just to
start the fight, which was a good way of telling how serious this was.
He didn't do a lot for the belt.
Yeah,
but it did a lot for the feud.
Put on the floor.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just put this down here, right next to my dirty laundry.
There were so many moments that it was just I'm surprised no one got knocked out. There was this one really crazy clothesline that Joe did that made AJ flip
Oh, it was
like twice
awesome.
in midair.
It's so cool.
And you could just hear the smack throughout the entire
arena. I don't know what it's called. It's like the I was going to say the Quidditch Dome.
I don't remember.
It's the cricket ground. It's the Shannon cricket ground.
And I think AJ was hitting Joe a couple times, and Joe just finally had it and screamed really loud and did the loudest chop I've ever heard.
Chopped the heck out of AJ Styles. Just collapsed his ribs.
It just echoed like so much around the arena.
Beautiful. Thing of beauty.
But this was a pretty lengthy match too.
Yeah, it deserved it.
They got the right amount of time that they deserved for the match.
Styles worked the knee of Joe.
There was a point where, yeah, I think Joe like hurt his leg through the match, and through the rest of the match, AJ targeted it and put him in the calf crusher a couple times, and I think that's how he won.
It was I think it was either that or like that single leg Boston Crab he did. It was
Yeah,
it was a leg submission.
He did a leg submission, and Joe eventually tapped out too. So.
Unfortunately, my heart wanted Joe to win, but my head's like, yeah, Styles is going to retain. And we I believe we all said AJ Styles is going to retain.
I think so.
And yeah, I still think he's going to keep continuing on with this until he beats CM Punk's thing. And then everyone's like, just forget about Punk. It doesn't exist.
Like, now you have AJ instead.
Yeah. AJ doesn't have a losing streak in UFC.
All right. And after that, we transition into
another kind of forgettable match.
Yeah, the Riot Squad versus Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he had a cool finish. Right when Ronda double tapped out everybody, but other than that,
Oh yeah, that's true. At the end of the match, Ronda she got Liv and Sarah into she grabbed both of their arms. And, did her arm submission, and they both tapped out.
It was pretty. It looked pretty cool, but that's like the only remarkable thing about the match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I mean, if you have the bells in a match, you kind of.
Not much else happened. Like Ruby did her stuff, Ronda did her stuff.
Yeah, what she can do. It was Ronda Rousey looked strong. That's all you need. Yeah, moving on. We had the freaking Cruiserweight Championship match, 7th in the night. It was so late in the card.
Yeah, we were thinking about it. We were like, what's the last match? We remember the other three, but we're like, what's the next match? And then we're like, oh my god, the Cruiserweight title match.
Oh, that's Cedric Alexander's music. Yeah, oh, cool.
And then he came out. And, oh my gosh, this match is happening this late in the card.
Mm-hmm. They're respecting the Cruiserweight division. I mean, Buddy Murphy is Australian, so that does make a little bit of sense. But whatever.
It was a very good match.
Yeah, it was awesome. I wish it had gone like 5 or 10 minutes longer.
Yeah, that was something Tommy and I were talking about. Like, if it went on a little longer, it would have been a bit better, but they didn't have the time.
Yeah. So. And, like, I mean, if you compare it to a lot of the main events on 205 that are like 20-minute matches or so, they're all really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, this was, I expected it to be that on a bigger stage that it kind of deserved to be on, as opposed to, like, here's the rabble that stays behind after SmackDown. But this was, I want this, if it had gone 5 or 10 more minutes, it probably would have been match of the night. Because, like, those guys are just so talented and they can't really put on a bad show.
They're doing a lot of crazy. I think Cedric, Buddy ran towards Cedric in the corner, and Cedric did a super kick, and it looked like Buddy's teeth just came flying out of his mouth.
That was good. I remember that.
Remember one of the commentators was like, I don't think Buddy's teeth have hit the floor yet.
Yeah, he just keeps going. But yeah, speaking of Buddy Murphy, he actually won the title, which I predicted.
First person to kick out of the lumbar check.
I believe so. That I can remember, yeah.
After he kicked out, Cedric everyone was stunned. Like the commentators were like, "Oh my god, he kicked out of the lumbar check!"
A huge pop too. He did a lot of like power moves before that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. That's the power of protecting a finisher.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, everyone kicks out of everything.
So. The RKO is just like a transition. No, RKO is
But yeah, Buddy actually won the title, which I don't think I didn't predict it. I don't know.
I did predict that.
Tommy.
Because it was a hometown crowd and he was the only one I could see taking.
I don't remember if Uriel said it.
I think Uriel said, I'll ask him later.
I think Uriel said Cedric.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's good to change hands. It's going to be a new reign. Cedric had it for about 6 months.
And I think that, like before the match on Reddit, I saw that Cedric had gone a whole year without losing a match. Mm-hmm. So
he had a pretty good streak
he
going.
Not only ended the streak, but he also took his title. So pretty big deal for Buddy, so good for him.
Yeah, good job. Can't wait to see what happens on 205.
And then what I thought was going to be the second to last match, but it came next, was the Shield versus the Dogs of War.
Mm-hmm. Still the best name ever, Dogs of War. So try hard.
Yeah, so typical 6-man tag. Well,
It was pretty decent. I mean, it had a lot of talent in the match, so
it had a lot of cool spots. Had a lot of false finishes.
Mhm.
These guys, they all work pretty well together. So,
Yeah.
Like Braun was showing off his power, of course. Dolph was usually the one that would mess things up or get hit.
Yeah, and that's really continuing storyline.
Yeah, further cementing the fact that he might be the weak
Right.
link. Drew was doing his usual tough guy stuff as well.
Mhm.
And
Dean got punched by Roman. He got
Yeah.
two-man punch, so that was kind of a tease to the turn. That's
one of the
Coming
turning
at some
points of
point.
the match, Roman went to a Superman punch someone. I forget who it was, but
There's probably either Braun Strowman or Drew McIntyre, I think, because they probably matched those guys up.
and Dean was on the apron by the ropes, and
Mhm.
the guy got out of the way, and Roman accidentally punched Dean and knocked him off the apron.
So, yeah, and then after that, Dogs of War were circling the ring Shield style, where they like slowly get up on the apron and they all come in at once. And it was just Seth and Roman, and Dean came up on the side and it looked like he was going to sort of come in at them as well and just sort of turn on him and 4-on-2. But he ran through the ring and speared Dolph off the apron.
Yeah. So he hasn't turned yet.
But he's getting there. We'll get to that
They
later.
keep teasing. So I think the Shield won. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No. Yes, they did.
Yes, the Shield won, which I think Uriel said the Dogs of War were going to win.
Did he?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think we both said the Shield was going to
Yeah,
win.
I think we picked the Shield. Dean was going to turn.
Yeah.
So
they didn't end up winning. They pinned Dolph, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Just to
that makes
keep that
sense. To keep that
going.
little weekly story going. It's actually like it started out as a really kind of lackluster storyline, and it's kind of growing.
Yeah, it's getting
And-
there.
Yeah, just little nuances like who gets pinned and how they get pinned. It's like that. That's kind of building the story. I can't wait for Dean to turn.
All right, and then we had Miz versus Daniel Bryan to see the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Oh my god!
And Brian won like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
For the cradle.
this match ended super fast. It was like a couple minutes, and
Quick, we need time for Triple H with the Undertaker. Just
Yeah.
go 5 minutes.
Daniel
And
did
that
an
was it.
inside cradle, and he won.
Yeah, that was it. That's all we
It's
gotta say
kinda
about
weird
that.
because like it was 1, 2, 3, and I thought somebody messed up.
No,
No, Daniel just left the ring. The commentators were like, "Oh my god, he won!" And I was like, "Okay,
wait, he was supposed to win there. Hang on, let me react to it.
okay, I guess so."
Yep.
So I guess now we have AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan.
I'm okay with that.
So something good came out of that.
And then we had the main event, which was
Triple H versus the Undertaker.
this match was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, it's definitely better than I expected.
Yeah, like they came out and they made it no DQ. Well, Triple H as the COO made it no DQ, so he could this is my one chance to beat the Undertaker, like the last time in my career. He's like, all right, so DQ, you can just smile at the Undertaker. He's like, yeah, how do you like them out
It would also make
Mark.
sense because now Shawn and Kane can interfere. So,
And Shawn did a lot more interfering than Kane did.
yeah,
Like Kane stayed on the side, and Shawn
Kane
took
usually
advantage
just-
of that DQ.
yeah. Kane usually just came in to try and help the Undertaker. But, they did a lot of callbacks to their old WrestleMania matches and stuff like that, like the Hell's Gate with the sledgehammer and all that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So it was a really entertaining match, and Triple H actually won.
He did. I predicted this.
He finally beat the Undertaker.
I changed my prediction before the match because I wasn't sure earlier. I was like, I kind of went on with Undertaker last week. I'm like, you know what? And then he did. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Triple H. I think he was crying after the match.
he
Or
was
at
just
least
like
pretend,
everybody.
Pretend crying, but he finally beat the Undertaker.
After like 16 years,
Yeah, and then everyone raised each other's hands, but then it all went sour.
it was great.
was Undertaker grabbed Triple H, put him in a tombstone, and then Kane did the funniest punch on Shawn Michaels I've ever seen, and
It was
Shawn,
funnier than John Cena's punch. That's how funny it was.
and Shawn flipped over,
Oh,
and,
Sean did the same thing he did in that Hulk Hogan match.
and it was actually pretty funny. But yeah, I guess they didn't end on good terms there. So
Yeah, so that's
the Brothers of Destruction left standing tall.
and that transitions nicely into Raw, where first of all, welcome to Raw.
Yeah,
DX reunited in the first segment.
controversy.
Controversy.
So-
Yeah, Crown Jewel is going to have DX versus Bros of Destruction.
Yep, it's been announced. Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement for this match at Crown Jewel, which a lot of people are pretty angry about, actually.
Like, do it against AJ Styles, do it against Daniel Bryan, do it against Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I get it. He's old and bald, and
it's probably a nice little warm up for him.
yeah. I mean, if he comes back full time, I'd be okay with that. But I mean, right now I'm just excited he's back.
Yeah, hopefully he does something. But, yeah, maybe Kane and Triple H will have to carry the match. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe the mayor will have to do
They're
some
still
stuff.
pretty surprised.
Yeah. All
And,
right, we're moving on.
all right. So we had Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah, this was actually really good. Like, so this was a surprise. Okay, just for those who didn't see Raw, this is a really good episode of Raw. Like surprisingly good episode of Raw. Leo Rush is now a heel on both shows, both 205 and Raw. Came on the microphone and started doing his thing.
Heel.
He was funny. He was basically heckling Kevin Owens for the whole match. He's like, "Hey, look at that, Lashley." That's my terrible Leo Rush impression. But hey, look at that, Lashley. You're an athlete. You can do anything. You can do like there's no man on earth can do what you do. And then Kevin's like, "Yeah, I'm an athlete too." And he did like a somersault over the top rope and stuff like that. It was really cool. But after Lashley targeted Owens' knee in the end of the match, and that's how he won. And then afterwards, Lashley turned on Kevin Owens, then turned heel and came back in the ring, started beating up Kevin Owens' knee. And like Kevin Owens needed knee surgery after his last match, and this is going to write him off TV. But this was a really, really good double turn, if that's what it was. And I know you came in late, so you missed a little bit, but I think they just pulled off one of the better double turns I've seen. And that's not it's not on the level of Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But it was still like it was up there. Like Kevin Owens was just injured, and they put him over as he was injured, and then he got attacked while he was weak. So now he looks like a baby face, and there was no words or exchange. They just told that story physically, which is what wrestling is all about.
Supposed to do.
Yeah, so it was really well done. And that moves on to the next segment where Lashley and Rush interrupted an interview with Mixed Match Challenge Team B&B, good old Balor and Bailey, and they interrupted that and were heels and were lovely. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. Great match.
And then afterwards, Elias comes out, does his usual heel work of making fun of whatever sports team is in that city. So he made fun of the Cubs because they were in Chicago for Raw.
Yeah.
And eventually he got interrupted by Trish Stratus, who then got interrupted by Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
She came out with Mickie James, and the reason is because they're having a match. Alexa and Trish were having a match at Evolution. And during the promo,
promo by Trish Stratus, Link. It was terrible.
Mickie James in her really weird accent that I don't know what it's trying to be.
Yeah, the wandering accent. She's like Broken Matt Hardy.
She says, "Why don't we make it me and you, or me and Alexa against you at Evolution?" And then Trish is like, "How about I bring a friend?" He's like, "It's going to be an extremely difficult choice to make." It's like,
it was so bad.
But how about this person right here? And who else to come out but Lita?
This is great. Amy Dumas is back, and she's not longer angry about not being in whatever that thing she was invited to.
So I guess now they confirmed it. It is set up for Evolution that it will be Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Lita and Trish Stratus.
Now I wish it would have been Lita versus Mickie James in the singles, because originally the Trish and Lita, the Trish and Mickie angle from a while back was intended to be Lita and Mickie initially. So that would have been cool to see Lita versus Mickie, and then still have that cool singles match between Trish and Bliss, because now it feels like they're pushing everybody on the card at once. It's kind of like back like a few years ago when they're just like, all right, we need a women's segment, throw everyone into a 6-person tag. But it's like I would have preferred to see 2 singles matches, but I get it. Get everyone in there. I'm gonna have to see it.
So apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, the tag match was what was, but they couldn't announce it until what happened with Ronda and the Bellas later in the night happened. So they announced Trish versus Alexa to get ticket sales. Pretty much. So, so hopefully that's a good match at Evolution. It's coming up in a couple weeks, I think.
As long as Trish doesn't have any ring rust, it'll be great.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of them, so it was Ronda and the Bellas versus the Riot Squad again.
Again, in an equally mediocre match. That was almost sloppier than Super Showdown.
Yeah, and it was whatever. Like Ronda and Bellas won again.
Yeah, because of course.
And then Ronda and the Bellas were hugging it out after the match. Well, first she hugged Nikki, and then when Ronda turned around, Nikki attacked her from behind. And everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Bella's turned on Ronda for no reason because she's the baddest woman on the planet. Why would you do this to yourself? Why? But it was like the third or fourth turn of the night.
And yeah, they are the big show of the women's division, as someone put it, because they turn heel and face like flipping the coin. So.
Yeah, just like that.
So as a result of that, it is now Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey at Evolution.
Is it for the title?
I don't think they said.
It might be for the title. It's for the title. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
For the title.
I feel like it probably will be.
It's just a good throwaway little defense to get Ronda some more matches on her belt.
So yeah, that's the reason why they didn't announce that tag match from before earlier, because they had to wait for this storyline to happen so that they could announce Ronda and Nikki. And then after that, we had some mixed match
Challenge.
Promotion stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
Promotional match for the mixed match challenge. So we had B&B, Bella and Bailey versus Mahalisha, which is Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal.
And they lost.
And I think they had this match last week as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was I think it was a singles match, but whatever. It was entertaining.
B&B won.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's all I say about that.
Yeah, not so much. And then backstage, it was the Dogs of War in the locker room. Dolph was trying to give Braun and Drew a pep talk, and then Drew's like, "Shut up!" He's like,
"You're the worst.
You're
the worst on the team.
You're the one that got pinned last night.
You lost the match for us at Super Showdown."
And then Braun got mad at both of them, and he yelled, "Shut up! You guys got to get your stuff together. No more bickering." He's like,
"Just get it done.
Like, get it together.
Get a weak link, sir."
They had a match.
Yep.
And then,
this is great. This is probably the biggest pop for us of the night.
This is the funny part of Raw. So Baron Corbin was trying to get into the World Cup tournament that they're having at Crown Jewel, which so far had John Cena in it.
John Cena and Jeff Hardy, and maybe that was this week.
Well, yeah, this is this week. But first, it just had John Cena. So Baron was like, "All right." Well, first he came up to him backstage. He's like, "I want a chance to get into the World Cup," and then Baron's like, "You're just not good enough."
Yeah, Heath.
And then he walked away into the ring, and there were a bunch of guys
that were good enough.
No one has ever seen before in their lives.
There was a guy from Antarctica.
Yeah.
Who lives in Antarctica? The one guy who lives in Antarctica is a professional wrestler.
The guy named the Sultan of Shawarma from India.
Oh my god, that was great. There was the match with the Bronze Claw.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was, but he was cool. Then we had Mexican Goldust.
Yeah, some guy named very shiny gold.
El Conquistador, I believe his name was.
Yeah, I think it was El Conquistador. And
he went out of the ring immediately.
Baron
sat there.
Baron, he says that these are the top competitors from around the globe, and they're doing a battle royal to see who gets into the World Cup thing for Crown Jewel. So he runs by all their names, and then the match starts, and they all gang up on Baron, but then he throws all of them out super easily.
Like the big, strong force of nature that he is.
And then he thinks he wins, but then he remembers that El Conquistador was just rolled under the bottom rope and sat on the
he's just sitting there, just filing his nails or whatever.
And he's like, "No, don't do it." He's like, "I don't want to fight you." And then
weird little dance thing.
He was doing some weird dance, and then
he did an angle slam.
Did an angle slam.
It was Kurt, because we were watching. We're like, "Who is this?" Like, we're trying to say, which sort of profile is this?
It's like, who is this guy? And
then, my god, it's Kurt Angle.
And then they were wrestling. Well, first he did a German.
He did two German
suplexes, and we're like, "What the?"
And he did this weird little forward roll. And he started doing a little dance again, and then he pulls his mouth out. It's Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
He's now in the World Cup, and all the people in the World Cup so far are American.
Yep, we got John Cena and Kurt Angle.
And I believe I have a couple more. I don't remember who.
But, they're announced on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, they were. Next week we're getting Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for a spot in it. Hopefully it's Shinsuke.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was like John Cena and Kurt Angle, I was like, they're both American. I was like, I thought this was the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to that.
America's the only world.
But yeah. So yeah, Kurt threw Baron over the top rope, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Kurt Angle."
Yeah,
so he's in the World Cup.
The best general manager.
That was a pretty good part of Raw. That was probably we got pretty excited about.
Oh,
that.
That's great.
And then afterwards, they had Ember Moon versus Nia Jax.
Yep, Ember beat Nia by count
out. Not much of a match.
Nope.
Not much to say. Yeah. And then we had again Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus the Ascension.
Bobby Roode and Son.
In a tag match instead of two singles matches in a So Bobby and Chad beat the Ascension, but Bobby was about to do a move and Chad tagged in, and Bobby looked really confused. He's like, "Why'd you tag in? I was about to win."
Don't make me turn heel on you, boy.
So then,
Everyone else is doing it.
And then, just like the past 2 weeks, the Authors of Pain came out and beat everybody up. So,
hopefully they get an actual title match and not just some random crap against the Shield.
And then, for some reason, Paul Heyman came out and started talking about Brock Lesnar and how he was like, "Brock's not watching this promo right now. He's actually sleeping in his own bed." And we're like, "Well, that makes sense to me."
Well, she doesn't care. I'll just watch
I guess I'll
Classic
go
while I do this.
So, yeah, we just pretty much talked about Crown Jewel for a while. And then the main event, we had the Dogs of War versus the Shield again, which was a good match.
I mean, it was good. I mean, they can't really do that much wrong with this pairing. But
Yeah, there was some shenanigans that happened between the Shield and like amongst themselves, and the Dogs of War amongst themselves. But in the end, while everyone else was outside of the ring, Drew hit the Claymore on Dean and pinned him.
he did. So
And then they left, and then while the Shield was in the ring, Seth and Roman were trying to come help Dean up, but then Dean just like rolled out of the ring and walked away.
he just walked
left.
backstage, and then it just went off air.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
So I guess they'll probably address that on the next Raw.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, probably
a
in-
backstage segment. Or something.
But yeah, that was a really pretty loaded episode of Raw. A lot of good stuff happened.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good episode.
Yeah, Raw's kind of going on the up and up a little bit. I can't say for how long it's going to do that, but it's been going on and up and up for like the last 2
getting
weeks.
better for the past couple weeks.
It's still the worst show in WWE, like out of the four,
That's true.
but it's not as far behind as it was.
All right, so now we got SmackDown.
Come by.
So first off, we had Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for this, and if Becky Lynch was DQ'd during the match, she loses her title.
Yeah.
So, trying to right the wrong of what happened at Super Showdown. So,
And did they write the wrong end? No.
Not really, because it was a double count now.
It was a double count, and they set that match up for Evolution, so we're getting it again.
But there was a cool spot. Charlotte speared Becky through the LED wall
On
under the
the
Titantron.
stage, yeah, and that was after the match, and oh god, I don't remember. It looked like Charlotte's hand was bleeding.
Yeah, it was like
I don't think it was.
Like rhinos goring people out here.
Yeah, but it was funny because that segment of the wall was like right in the center of the like little stage area, and the entire thing it just stayed broken for the whole show.
Yeah, they didn't fix it.
No, whatever. We're at WWE.
But, I thought that was pretty crazy. I was not expecting that spot.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty cool. It elevated It was the most exciting thing that happened in the match.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on.
All right, then we had Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy for a spot in the World Cup. And
2 more Americans.
Joe's still selling the leg
Mhm.
because the match was stopped because Joe couldn't continue.
Yeah, well, yeah, the ref just said, he's like, no, it hurts, and then Joe was just all furious, and Jeff actually won, even though he got in like no offense.
Yeah, Jeff. So I guess Jeff Hardy's at the World Cup tournament now, so that makes 3 Americans.
Oh, by the way, Jeff's back, by the way, after dying at Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess
And there was like a shockingly low amount of crowd reaction to him coming back.
I guess he just kind of showed up.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so third person in the World Cup. So then, as Tommy said, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair was announced for Evolution for the first ever last woman standing match.
First ever main roster.
Yeah,
Last woman standing match. Because there was a really good one back in, and I don't remember when it was, but it was Asuka versus Nikki Cross for the NXT Women's title, and it was great.
I'm sure I remember that.
It was great. Yeah, and with like an off-liner suplex through the table. Anyway, it was awesome. Go watch that instead. But that was a cool announcement. Then we had Miz TV, and it was so funny.
With AJ and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, the 2 people that Miz is not facing anytime soon because he lost the number 1 contenders match, and it was so funny. He struggled to stay professional the entire time. He was sort of like grinning, like sort of talking through his teeth, and just it was so funny.
Yeah, Daniel was like, "Do you want me to explain what happened in our match last night?" He's like, "I promise it won't take long."
Yeah, and they
Stuff
started
like
calling him the 2-minute man.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Miz was just kind of getting annoyed with Daniel Bryan.
it was awesome. And they were like, "Oh, I love you, but I'm gonna beat you." And then they got a little more intense, and it was like, finally something interesting. Like, you know what? How does it feel to punch Miz in the face? It feels great. Sometimes I punch him to go to sleep at night. It was just beautiful. That was a Miz TV.
And then we had Shelton Benjamin versus AJ Styles.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was a
With
weird
Miz and Daniel
choice.
Bryan on commentary.
Yeah, they were on opposite sides of the commentary table yelling at each other. That's great. But I'm not sure why they had Shelton Benjamin go out and obviously lose the match, because he did lose the match completely.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was going on this sort of stint, like after beating Daniel Bryan last week, it was like, oh, maybe he has something cool going on. It's like, nah, he's gonna lose it. But I mean, whatever. It was a good match. Had some cool spots in it. But, yeah, and then afterwards, Styles triumphantly held the belt in front of me. He's like, I'm the champion, and the belt was upside down. So it's the Miz
It was the
belt.
Miz's belt.
It's the Miz's belt.
Miz was probably happy about that.
He probably did it to top the Miz.
Get some exposure
Mm-hmm.
again. So yeah, so they're setting up that match definitely for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, Crown Jewel.
And then back to the most exciting storyline on SmackDown. One night in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they finally hit play on the rest of the video, and it was. Here, let me quote Lana here. This is her Russian accent. I want you to know how much you mean to Rusev, blah, 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 blah. You did everything for Rusev, blah, blah, blah. Pause. That's it. So basically, and then Aiden kind of like makes a move toward Lana, like, hey. And that was it. And he paused it. But then, Rusev and Lana came out and hacked Aiden English's video, whatever, his phone or something, and then they had just finished the video, and Lana just shut him down.
Yeah, so as we predicted, it got cut off, and it's baloney.
Oh my God, they could have done anything with the storyline. They goofed it up.
I know, they did the simplest thing possible. That sounds like WWE to me. So,
yeah, I mean, come on, SmackDown, Raw. I think Raw is actually. Nah, I don't know. Well, I think Raw is better than SmackDown.
Yeah,
maybe for once. But
so then, no, like they announced that next week, which is SmackDown 1000, it will be Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura for entry into their World Cup.
That's going to be.
So that'll be
fun.
I feel like
Lucha Libre versus Strong Style. That's going to be fun.
I feel like Rey will win.
I feel like Nakamura should win because he's a U.S. title holder and he hasn't done anything with the belt.
Exactly.
Even though, Rey is coming back. I mean, at this point in his career.
Apparently he's going to work full-time for SmackDown now. So.
Just go to a fucking live. That sounds really dismissive, but it's a really good show, and go watch it.
He'll have some good matches. And then the main event, a legend returned. It was Randy Orton versus The Big Show for a spot in the World Cup tournament.
So everyone's American.
So, of course, what Randy does in every Big Show match he teases the punt kick. Sometimes he does it to Big Show because I guess he's the only one who can take it and
not die and go on the show for 6 months.
Yeah, and sometimes he doesn't do it.
And this time he didn't do it because it's bad.
Yeah. So Randy did end up winning the match, and he's now also in the World Cup tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
for Americans. And
it continues the storyline of him just killing all the legends. He's kind of gone back to the legend killer phase.
Yeah.
This is a good way to keep it going.
Yeah. There's SmackDown for you.
Now on to 205 Live. The most exciting hour in television/network.
All right. So first up, we had Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher.
Man, this was good. Tozawa won. It was a pretty good match. Now, last week, I predicted that based on the Brian Kendrick sort of being like, hey man, this jobber's had enough. Let's just throw him out of the ring. It's fine. Based on that, I said, oh, there's going to be a Brian Kendrick face turn at some point in the future. And you laughed at me. They laughed at me and said it was crazy. But it happened. And now Kendrick has been turned away by Drew Gulak via PowerPoint presentation.
Right. Tommy told me about this. Given a PowerPoint presentation, and then Kendrick Brian was in the PowerPoint. He's like, wait, you're talking about me? And then they just both started beating him up.
So good. It was so well done. And now Kendrick can go face again and do some cool things. But that was cool. Next we decided the other match of the night, which was TJ Perkins defeats Kalisto, again, by mask removal, or by tearing it.
Continuing to disrespect Lucha.
Yeah, as is his want. But, it was a great match, because of course it was. It was TJP and Kalisto in the main event. Yeah, that was 205. It's a short show, but it's still really high quality.
I thank you for being a short show, so that it doesn't take up a lot of time for us to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
Next up, we had NXT. So, first off, we had Lacey Evans and Candice LeRae, because last week Lacey was talking smack about Johnny Gargano, and Candice got mad, but Johnny was like, no, it's not worth it. Don't fight her. So they had a match this week.
And they fought.
Yeah,
according
the thing that Johnny said was not worth it.
Yeah, and it wasn't because Lacey Evans won with that weird KO punch thing. It looked a lot better in this match.
Yeah.
She hit it really well, but it's still not
just
great.
A weird.
Just give her something
for
better.
her to have, especially.
Just make it like she's strong. She's got like really powerful. Just do it like a lifting version of it.
She's got those big arms.
You do like the Cesaro lifting uppercut.
Yeah,
like that would be great. That would be awesome.
Be better.
Be perfect, but no.
So yeah, Lacey Evans won with her weird finisher, and then Ciampa cut a promo. It was pre-recorded, talking about how Velveteen Dream blamed him for attacking Aleister Black, which is not true. According to Ciampa, nobody knows who attacked Aleister, but he warns Velveteen about what happened. He's like, stop talking about if he was the one who attacked him.
Oh my god! If you're watching our live stream, you know exactly what just happened. It's Uriel.
Hey, breaking news. I don't know. You guys talked about the Saudi Arabia show. Did you guys hear what happened?
Crown Jewel?
Yeah, did you guys hear what happened?
What happened to Crown Jewel?
No. This is actually like serious.
What?
It's gonna be a little political. No, but it has no. So they might not be doing the show anymore.
Why?
Crown Jewel?
Oh, because so supposedly
they're still announcing matches.
No, I know. But this happened like 2 hours ago. This was
2 hours ago.
Yes, this
breaking
is
news. You heard it here first,
yes.
guys. Before PW incident. Well, before
I don't know who. I know some credible source. I forgot who. Supposedly, there's an investigation going on right now in Saudi Arabia because the journalist was murdered. You know how Saudi Arabia is very like.
It's a very touchy country.
Yeah. So I guess
who's reported?
A Turkish reporter was reporting how I don't know who reported it. I think it was Dave Meltzer, some pro sheet, but they were like talking about how the Turkish reporter was being like critical of Saudi Arabia, right? It was kind of
like a messed up country.
But he was in Saudi Arabia while he was saying this stuff.
Oh, well, that's illegal.
And he got killed.
Right.
Because of WWE was involved, in the shows, they might pull out entirely. The relationship, like a WWE, this is actually, I remember a WWE like head, like in this, that works in the corporate office, obviously.
So Hunter?
No, not Hunter, but like someone else that works with like
Road Dogg?
No, like
Road Dogg booked it.
No. But this is like
I can't say that.
This is.
I'm sorry.
It might the future for Saudi Arabia shows. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So
World Cup.
That 10 pay-per-view that 20 pay-per-view contract is looking a little bit iffy now.
You guys can continue talking. I'm gonna find the article just to make sure.
All right, go outside. It's not your time to come in yet. We're not at the Indies yet.
No, you can start talking. What were you guys saying?
We're talking about
Still
NXT.
on NXT.
All right, that's fine.
Ciampa, Warren. Ciampa had a great that like weird sort of homemade amateur promo, like sort of made promo thing where he warns Velveteen Dream about blaming him for being responsible for the Aleister Black situation. He's like, stay out of my stoplight. Stay out of my stoplight. Stay out of my spotlight, please, said Ciampa without the please because he's Ciampa. So maybe we'll get that match at War Games. I would love that match.
Yeah, that'd be a really good match.
Yeah. Then the Forgotten Sons beat up some jobbers.
Yeah, casual, like just trying to get them over. The jobbers did nothing.
They look great. The Forgotten Sons, Jackson Riker, I believe his name is.
Big guys.
Yeah, like their whole finisher was throwing some dude to Jackson Riker, and he caught them and did a slingshot powerbomb off the top rope and onto the center.
Oh, I love the Forgotten Sons. Sorry, I just had a picture. Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're super good. Like really once they get like some character work in, and once they get some like feuds going, they're not fucking over. I want to see them feud with the Undisputed Era as soon as they get some momentum. But then we had what I think should have been the main event. I'm talking like I'm the host. I started taking over your show, Ed. But anyway, Johnny Gargano beat Tony Nese.
Yeah, so Tony Nese coming over from 205 Live, as the commentators mentioned. So I thought this was going to be the main event when you told me that this match was happening, but
because it's going to be great. It's two great flippy guys from the Cruiserweight Classic.
It was actually the second to last match on the show.
What's that? Come on, Hunter.
I guess the main event had to be something else that we'll talk about in a second. But Johnny won. It was a good match. It was a good match. And I guess he's back on track for now. He seems to be doing okay. So.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he hit. If he attacked Aleister Black and it regresses him back to like his dark stage, I would be okay with that. And I'd be okay with this going till Ciampa goes back up to main roster, and this all comes back in at WrestleMania. What the heck?
I don't know. It's just so tall. I don't know. I don't know. My
It's
voice.
tall, is it? You can move your chair out.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
if Ciampa goes to the main roster, and Johnny Gargano doesn't get the title from him, and Gargano goes up, and then this is settled for the last time at WrestleMania over the WWE title. Long-term storyline.
Oh,
Crazy.
I mean, Triple H has to get charged by that. No, like it's true though.
Yeah, I see what you're
Maybe
saying.
Vince will just have Roman
Did he just do it? He can just do a takeover.
So I found the story. Here, I'm going to say it right now. And this is true. Okay. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, which is the home of WWE's HQ, says that the Turkish allegation of the murder is true. If who killed him? Some person probably
Who done it?
It should represent a
Me,
fundamental-
Austin.
Oh my God.
It's me all along.
It should be represent a fundamental break in our relationship. And this is someone from that works with WWE. He's saying this would represent a break in our relationship with Saudi Arabia. This could end up being the troublesome for WWE event deal with Saudi Arabia. So I think, yeah, we can say Crown Jewel will probably be canceled.
Would they just put all the matches on like a different show then?
I mean, because there's some kind of good matches on that card, and I would hate to throw away like
Brian
a card.
versus
Like
AJ?
some pretty
Dude,
important
I don't want to
matches.
throw away a card like that. But I mean,
Watch.
if someone's getting murdered
Yeah.
and it's not kayfabe, what are we doing?
They should just do it today. Today? Oh, wait, not today. Next Tuesday. SmackDown 1000. AJ versus Brian.
Yeah,
Kind
That
of
would
like
be- that would
her
be
first
amazing.
match that she ever made as
Yeah.
manager.
That would be amazing.
It would be great, and
Yeah.
it would also be really unlikely because they're never going to give that away for free.
I mean, they did give on Almost against AJ for free.
Yeah, but almost has who has he beaten that's notable?
That's true.
And Sin Cara, never forget.
Sin Cara.
Actually, Sin
The
Cara.
best
No,
match
the best thing
ever.
about that was that he beat Sin Cara without injuring Sin Cara, and that's better than anything.
No, but then he got injured after the match.
Oh my god!
He did.
Sin
That's why
Cara.
he's been off TV.
Oh my god! I thought he was off TV because he's irrelevant.
No, it's
He
because he
can never
got
catch a
injured.
break.
Dude,
Well,
that
he
mask.
gets a lot
It's
of
the
breaks.
mask. It's
The mask.
cursed, dude.
Sin
No
Cara.
matter who's under the mask, they're cursed.
It's Unico now.
Sin Seguri Bad.
Next will be Almost will be the next Sin Cara.
Yeah, then he'll get
He's
injured
gonna
a bunch
like
of times.
turn. He's gonna turn like werewolf style.
Oh, yeah, Rodo will be you Sin Cara Negro. Almost. CCC.
Sin Cara and Anaranjado.
Then Alberto Del Rio will come back and beat them both.
Yeah, you suck.
Thank you, Sin Cara. Thank you.
Whoever you are.
How dare you break your hand?
Anyway,
Alright, so the main
back to
event
the breaking news is now over.
Yeah, yeah.
We return to your normally
I just
scheduled
had to say
random
that 'cause-
crap.
Well, it
That's
is
pretty big news.
it is for
So,
WWE. This is
Big stadium. I mean, it was not as big as all the friendly years, but
oh yeah, that trick is
Yeah, because-
moved.
because they moved,
couldn't
they
sell
couldn't
out.
sell
Oops.
So,
yeah.
the main event was Lars Sullivan and EC3, which has been a running storyline because EC3 suggested that maybe Lars Sullivan was the one who attacked Aleister Black. So then Lars attacked him backstage, and
And-
then last week EC3
to
came out.
prove he didn't attack the guy, he attacked the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm smart.
And
he's
then,
also I think he's more broad over brains.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Sullivan.
and then last week EC3 attacked Lars during his match, so now they had a match. And
It was pretty
Lars,
brutal. AC3 got split open.
and Lars ended up winning. So,
Yeah.
I think that was a right call.
Yeah.
EC3's character won't take a hit yet because he's so.
He's so likable.
Well, not only that, but his character is like you can't mess. Okay, wait, yes, they did mess up Bobby Roode. But anyways, you can't mess someone like EC3. Just his
Because
look.
he's so silly.
Well, he has the look.
He's so good. He's
Yeah.
one of the funniest characters.
He has the look. He has the mic skills.
He's an 80s throwback wrestler.
he's also the top 1%.
Top 1%. Yeah, and I just love the guy. How he reinvented himself in
Great gimmick.
Impact Wrestling.
And now he's great. He's the kind of guy who loses to a lot of people, but he still doesn't really get hurt by it that much.
Well, at least he's not like Cassius. Oh no, who I don't care.
Oh,
Oh no, he's gonna
career.
wrestle.
Stop that. Oh no, no.
No, isn't he gonna fight Matt Riddle? or something?
Well, so far we don't know if that's
Well,
true, but that's
It's pretty much basic. It's very.
Well,
it's
they've already faced each
it's
other, yeah.
implicitly confirmed.
it's a smart choice because they've faced each other in the Vault in the past. Yeah.
War Games. Put it in the cage on fire.
Oh. All right, where we make 205 or we make
We are now moving on to the Mae Young Classic.
Yes, see.
Lacey Lane defeated Tanera Conchi. Lacey Lane is a sort of lucha strong style kind of thing. She's kind of like a basketball
Oh,
player.
I've seen it. Okay.
She's really good.
I've seen
This was a
it.
throwaway match. This wasn't really that good because Tanera Conchi's not as good as she could be, but he was still good. I mean, yeah. Next we had Tony Storm defeat Hiroyo Matsumoto, which was kind of shocking.
It was pretty surprising.
I still. Well, Tony's just really good.
She's
I-
so-
I
she's
feel like
22.
She's,
What?
She's really,
She's
yeah, she's
22
only
years old.
22.
I thought
years
she was.
old.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought she was the same age as the guy because Dakota Kai looked young.
I
Oh,
think it's
She's
like
not.
30 something.
32 or 31, something like that. Yeah, she's.
Tony Storm has been on the
Tony-
scene since she was like 18.
More like,
I mean, you think
she's
that?
only 2 years old.
You know Millie? You know Millie McKenzie?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, she was Defiant champion, women's champion for like about 6 months. But when she started wrestling, she was 16,
Kind of like
and
Jeff Hardy.
she won the women's champion when she was 18. So
Yeah, I mean, Tony Storm is great for her age. She's like down to the women's division.
yeah, so she's
Um,
Australian.
Yeah, Aussie. Maria Matsumoto. Lady Gaga, what? She is hot. Say it loud and
Don't
proud,
worry
girl.
about it.
Dude.
We all
She's
think
totally within range.
we all
She's
think it's,
22.
I know, but she's never getting paid attention to. Like,
Don't worry about it.
Oh, pobrecito.
All right. So then we had Rhea Ripley who defeated Casey Catanzaro.
I kind of saw this one coming, but
Yeah.
Casey's so good.
Yes, Casey. She's the American Ninja Warrior girl.
Yeah.
She does some crazy stuff.
for someone being, well, as what I heard, she obviously didn't have that much. Well, out of all these women right here that you're talking about, she has like I think the least experience.
Casey goes out, yeah.
Yes. Even for someone that has the least experience,
She does have,
she's a natural born.
She's
She's a
just had
natural
like
born.
18 years of
She's
gymnastics.
still really good.
Exactly. She's a natural born.
You know, like that crazy, like they were. She's so light. She can literally like
Yeah,
go
she-
upside down and do like a handstand on the rope.
And then
and
she
then-
turns herself around, wraps her legs on the person, and does like a hurricane runner.
It's so good. She's
I'm telling you,
nuts.
she's
like
a future.
Ricochet.
She's a future.
Yeah.
She
pretty
did
much.
tag with Ricochet in a house show, and she also has endorsement from Will Ospreay.
So she is signed.
She's signed. Yeah, she's signed. She's been in the Performance Center for like a year.
She's the
Oh,
female
I didn't-
Ricochet and Ospreay.
Yes, Ospreay endorsed her, and she's just a flippy girl. She's great. She got knocked out of the tournament by the Riptide pump handle powerbomb by Rhea Ripley. She's so good. I love her, like just amazing sort of metal punk chick persona right now.
I do see.
She's 20,
She is 20.
21,
For
23.
her character, if she ever does go to the main roster, I don't see it going over.
She's very good.
Well, I just don't see it just because
With more hair.
they never
more
handle
charisma.
they never
And a better
handle
wrestler.
they never handle punk characters. That well,
Yeah,
maybe,
not
so
really.
I just
CM
don't-
Punk.
What about Shannon Moore?
The CM Punk
It's
is
in
he
the
had,
name!
the CM Punk is he had really good
What
mic
about
skills.
Shannon Moore?
And Shannon Moore. Stop. Come on. He's actually a really underrated wrestler.
He had a good theme song.
Well, not only that, but he was really good at cruiserweight. Like
He went to TNA.
when he teamed up with Jimmy Wang Yang, who was also a really good wrestler,
Jimmy Wang
but that
Yang.
stuff is one of the. He made that
The
gimmick
worst
work, by the
names.
way. The redneck, the Asian redneck, that was his thing.
Yeah.
And I love their tag team because it was so funny. And Jimmy Wang Yang's segment, his theme song. You remember his theme song?
Yeah. I
He's such a good wrestler. Come on. He was a WCW original too, so shout out to the war never ended. Until the
So stupid.
I know it was.
Don't get into that, right?
Those are both pretty. Let's go back to the match.
All right, so the main event, which was a very hard-hitting match
So
between two
good.
scary women, Mako Satomura versus Mercedes Martinez.
So, dude, have you seen this match?
No, but I've seen Mercedes Martinez fight. I have seen it.
You've got to see.
And people were shocked when she got eliminated. I know that.
Dude, because when
Yeah.
she was, I was as well because I figured Mika was the veteran who they would have go to the next
Yeah.
round, kind of like the Tajiri in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
But oh my god, this match was
Oh, when
amazing.
Tajiri was eliminated, I remember that.
So Tajiri made it to the second round.
And then he got eliminated by Grandma Tilly.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh my god, I am going. I'm going to show you this match as soon as possible. You're going to see this match. It was great.
You know, the good thing is that YouTube has a lot of highlights for the Mae Young. So I haven't really
You
been
guys
keeping
see
up
the
that
whole
much with the Mae Young Classic, but like the first
Yeah,
one,
they always update.
yeah, when the
their
first,
highlights.
when the first one came out, there's this YouTuber, I won't say by name because they might get taken down. He would do highlights. You know what I mean, like for each
Yeah,
show.
because WWE are listening. Like,
Yeah.
WWE stooge is listening in
Yeah.
on this.
They're watching
There's
right
some cease
now.
and
Well,
desist out
you
there.
never know. You never know. But like,
What's that?
WWE's watching us.
oh,
They're the one person in our live stream.
but so I saw it through that, and I classic version was very solid. But what I've been hearing is this one's way better.
Oh,
Like
it's so
they
good.
kicked it up.
Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
because they're using the storyline from the last one and they're boosting it into making new tougher characters. Like Rhea Ripley's
should've
tougher
done-
now.
yeah.
Mercedes Martinez was tougher now.
They
Once she got eliminated. Mia Yim,
Mhm.
no, yeah, Mia Yim
Yeah,
tougher now.
you're right. Yeah.
It's
I
just
wish
so
they
good.
did that with the cruiserweights. I wish there was a cruiserweight classic too.
Two.
Well, I don't know
Why
they
didn't
haven't
that
made-
never happen?
And
I don't know why
the
they haven't
cruiserweight
made a
scene has
second one.
changed so much because you got Shane Strickland, you got ACH,
They
you
have
got
storylines
you got
now,
Low
too.
Ki is coming back in relevance.
It's so weird that they never did one because they had the talent for it. They had a if they didn't want to do a 32-man,
Just do it.
I get it. Do a
Just make
16.
Just
Do a
make it
16
best
man.
of the Super Junior style and just have it be the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, see, I
They
don't
need bodies on that
No,
show.
I don't get why they don't do that type of format for at least one tournament. Why not? It
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt them to just try it out.
Try
I
it
mean,
out.
it was
Try
one of
it
the
out.
best things they ever did when they did the first one.
People love the first Cruiserweight Classic.
The finals was in the top 30 cards of all
Should-
time by star rating.
May I say a spoiler about 205 Live?
Wait.
For the taping?
For this current taping.
Well, okay, so they're getting a new body. A
New
new
body?
wrestler is debuting. He's already won. He's someone from the main roster. He's going to the 205 Live.
Is it Finn Balor?
No, they would never.
No.
Well, maybe. You never know.
Finn White.
No, it'll be someone you guys don't expect because he's
305 Live.
he's so irrelevant. Not Kurt Hawkins.
Is it Sin Cara?
Mike Kanellis.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, Mike
I
Kanellis.
forgot to.
This is the greatest.
Yeah.
And he's keeping that gimmick too.
Him and
which is weird.
Maria.
But
He
whatever.
didn't get over the first time.
Yeah, whatever.
Him and
Keep
Maria.
away from my show.
Him and Maria show up.
Yeah, they're keeping that gimmick with him, which is
Okay.
weird. You'd think Triple H would be like, no, but I guess he likes
I guess.
maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
We'll see where they
It'd
go
be
with that.
different.
Maybe that's all they can give.
As of now.
I mean, if they have a politician. They might as well have a lover.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the.
Yeah, Man Classic.
side.
Meiko Satomura defeated Mercedes Martinez. It was absolutely incredible. Go check it out if you haven't already. She won a step-up axe kick to the back of the head, right off Mercedes. Like she stepped off Mercedes' own knee and just spun and knocked her leg right down on the back of her head. It was amazing.
Like she didn't do it like Booker T style. Right?
No,
it was
she,
like-
used Mercedes lead for leverage.
She popped herself up and then brought it
Wow,
down.
that's
Miko-
cool.
Hey, have you seen Meiko wrestle yet? She's Meiko Satomura.
No,
She's so good. She brought a good match out of Killer Kelly.
Well, I will say one thing. And I'm not like this isn't stereotype, but like
It's totally
Oh, come on.
stereotype. Get ready, brace
You're
yourselves.
being racist.
Japanese style wrestling, it's just in a different level. Can I just say that? Like how they wrestle, it's
It's
just
just a
so
different style.
The style just looks.
They do it. Well, the thing about America is everything's sort of commercialized and it's flashy stuff.
Yeah,
Obvious.
flash,
But
yeah.
in Japan, it's a lot more sort of
Quality.
reserved.
Yes, and it makes
Well,
it real.
I didn't say quality. I said it was more reserved. They're
Well,
more subtle.
reserved,
It's more subtle.
but it feels real. Like I'm not saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like my dad who doesn't watch wrestling anymore taught me to watch.
Hi, Uriel's dad. You're not in the stream, but it's
He's
okay.
probably not. No, but I was gonna say he's probably working. But anyways, he saw me come. He's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "It's wrestling. It's not the VD." Yeah, I know it's not. In Japan, it's like, wow, good stuff. I'm like, good.
Yeah, my dad likes New Japan now. He likes
Yeah.
NXT and New Japan. Those are
Yeah,
his favorites.
because NXT is really good.
It's so good. It's NXT is probably the closest thing to New Japan.
There's rumors actually about NXT becoming its own brand.
It is
And
still
Triple,
brand.
no, like its own brand that you don't have to go to the main roster.
I would be
Because
with that.
Gargano
Although I
doesn't
do
want,
want Gargano versus Styles.
he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, of course not.
No, like he
That
doesn't.
makes sense.
He probably knows like I go to the main roster. My
It's
career's
over,
man.
It's gonna be
It's
tough.
over.
No, I'm gonna lose to Randy Orton 70
I'm gonna
times
lose to
in a row.
Sakara.
No.
Oh,
I'll be
no.
the next Sin Cara. Actually, I could see them doing. Oh come on,
Don't give him any idea.
Vince, don't.
Dude, everyone's gonna know exactly who it is because he's got a very distinct body type.
That's true. They'll make him get fake tattoos. Get those fake tattoos.
Get a little Mickey Mouse tattoos.
There you go.
But yeah, that was the mixed match. Not the that was the
That
main
was a mixed match challenge,
young
everybody.
classic.
All right.
Now on to mixed match challenge. B&B because of course they did.
Mhm.
Although both teams were undefeated.
Yeah.
They both had one victory.
Yeah.
And now Monster Clips 2-0. Really solid match. Some good spots. Finn threw Bailey into a hurricane rock. That was pretty good. Stuff like that. And then Phenomenal Flair defeated Carmella. It's spelled an F because that's how they spell it on WWE, the website.
Yeah.
So it's Ken. Phenomenal Flair defeated Carmella and R-Truth, whatever Carmella, whatever that team is called. But
Vanilla Truth.
Truth is money probably. But Styles, okay. They did the dance off thing, and you seen these notes? My notes are out in the lobby.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are.
You guys go continue talking.
Okay, no, you're gonna want to hear this. So, so But AJ Styles, so they had the dance off between Truth and Carmella and Charlotte and AJ Styles. So what happened was, Carmella, they were kind of doing the dance off. Carmella does the splits, and R2 said to jump over and do the splits. Charlotte does the splits and starts shaking around because apparently when she does this, she's kind of like she reminds me of like a drunk girl at a party.
Yeah.
She just kind of gets like woo, does all this twerking and stuff. But then AJ Styles started to do the splits, and he has hurt his phenomenal phallus in this match. It was so good. He's like, hey, man, I'm a grown man. I got kids, man. So funny.
I'm Heath Slater.
Oh my god, exactly. It was so funny. I just love the mixed match challenge, man. It's just like this is just it's just fun. It's people having fun, and it's them doing what they love to do. And what more do you want? It's just really it's kind of indie style.
It
Actually.
sucks that it's not viewed as much because
It's on Facebook Watch.
yeah, but like their Facebook Watch thing is going like numbers each week keep going down and down.
Yeah, I figured.
It's the only thing on Facebook Watch.
I think it is actually, but
There's other
no-
stuff, but it's the
no-
only thing
no-
that's relevant.
No competition.
Yeah.
it's that time.
It's that time.
What time?
Reddit 7.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
right at 7
no.
o'clock. It's like
at 7.
Oh well,
At-
whatever.
At 7:10.
Go ahead, Eddie.
All right,
Red
so
10.
I'm just gonna say mine might not be that good this week. But
Fine.
I'm gonna try. So first one, there's been a new record set on Raw with the addition of Dr. Winston Von Voorhees of Antarctica
The
in
Jobber
the World
Battle
Cup
Royal.
qualifier battle royal. WWE has now had competitors from every continent on Earth.
Yeah, the one guy from Antarctica is a professional wrestler.
He's also a doctor.
Did you see Raw?
Yes, I did. I saw the battle royal.
It was a really good Raw.
It was probably the best Raw. It was better than SmackDown by.
Better than anything he had to do. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was gonna
No.
say.
No, okay.
The best
you know
Raw
how there
one.
many heel turns and face turns were? There was a perfect double turn between Lashley and Owens.
The only turn I didn't really care for was the Bella turn.
Oh, I don't care.
Nobody
No,
cares.
who cares about the Bellas? They
The
hurt people.
The Lashley turn was gold. My man.
My man. Yeah.
Able
And
to Bebop and Rock.
It's gonna be Bobby Lashley and probably next. And I want to see that. I actually do want to see that.
dude, it's gonna be great. Bobby Lashley's now like interesting.
I'm kind of happy they finally did that because it didn't make sense. Leo being a face on Raw and a heel.
And Owens might be, it might have been a double turn. Owens might turn face from that.
Yeah, he might, and he's actually injured. So
Yeah, that's how they wrote him on
Yeah.
TV.
Yep.
Oh,
But
it's
it-
so good. That match was so great.
it was. I
It
was
was like a 20-minute match. It was awesome.
All
the
right.
next one, brother.
So this one might not be too relevant anymore with the crown jewel thing, but
Oh well.
it says HBK coming out of retirement for a big Saudi payout isn't too out there, considering the fact he was kayfabe arrested 10 years ago. I guess the Saudi officials still believe that HBK owes JBL money from saving his home from foreclosure.
And you know what? I actually agree with that because we're talking about the same guy who wanted
Thought
Yokozuna
was still alive. And the
Same
Ultimate
guy.
Warrior, I think.
Yeah, and Ultimate Warrior, and
Don't worry about it.
and the Undertaker. Boy, Undertaker is no, but he's dead.
He's a dead
He's a dead man. Anyway.
All right, so this one has to do with
Oh yeah.
the DX and Undertaker Kane feud again, and something else. So this says, what did Undertaker and Kane do wrong exactly? All this started because Shawn Michaels was still upset about Undertaker retiring him and sticking his nose into Undertaker and Triple H's business. So Taker gets Kane his insurance to make sure Shawn doesn't try anything, and Kane still stays out of the match, unlike Shawn, who gets involved most of the time. So Triple H and Shawn Michaels used plenty of underhanded tactics, even though it was no DQ, and basically cheated. So Taker and Kane acted accordingly, but they're being portrayed as the bad guys. Did I miss something? And I thought to myself, yes, you are. It's Triple H.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, we're talking about the same
Wrestler.
guy who was representing WWE while Singh was representing WCW.
WCW.
Even WCW was
They
irrelevant
lost like
for
so many years ago. What the
13 years
heck?
ago. Yeah, 13 years ago.
Nobody cares
No one cares anymore.
It doesn't matter. Let it
You
go.
took away Sting's one WrestleMania win. that
Dude,
he coulda
Triple H
had.
wasn't even like that big of a deal in the
No,
WWE.
see, that's the
days.
problem.
I
I love
hated him
Triple
with a
H.
tank.
I love Triple H as a
wasn't
booker.
Even though it was a
tank.
car with a
I love
cannon
Triple
on
H.
top of it.
I love Triple
He
H
stole.
as a booker for like young talent. When it comes to booking himself,
Does
he
he put
put-
himself in there?
I think he does. Let's be
Doesn't Road Dogg do all that crap?
no, that's SmackDown. He's not. He's Triple H never shows up on SmackDown. What do you mean?
Isn't it Vince McMahon? Yeah,
Well,
everything has to go past Vince McMahon.
Well, yeah, but Triple H usually talks. I mean, Vince plus trips on booking himself, obviously. And
Oh yeah. I hate to interrupt, but there was something I saw. It was like in Impact. It's like whoever was to Bully Ray is like you're dating my daughter, you're suspended. And then in WWE, it
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
Vince McMahon and Triple H is like you dating my daughter, you're promoted.
Yep. No, that's true. Oh, that's
I
definitely.
think it was with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it was Hulk Hogan and Bully Ray.
Brooke Hogan,
Brooke Hogan.
who got him in trouble, brother.
And He loves her legs, brother.
Oh, man.
I love putting lotion on my.
I was about to say that, damn it, brother. Anyways, yeah.
Whose turn?
Okay,
Your turn, Uriel.
Okay, so what we have here is a picture of Ronda Rousey. She's seen her chicken that just passed away. And
Is this like, this reminds me of like Rocky. If she's like
Yes.
Rocky trying to catch chickens.
and this is really funny. Good KP from Lacey Evans. So Natalia said, "This breaks my heart." And Lacey said, "Dinner. That chicken is dinner now."
Oh my god.
Oh,
Dinner.
the biggest heel move ever.
Oh.
Lacey Evans.
I killed it with the woman's right.
Anyways, another one is, so someone put on Twitter, only one man appeared on both SmackDown's first episode and 999th episode. No surprise for guessing who. Someone responded, "Well, you know, it's a big show."
It's a
Is it
big
Big Show?
show.
Yes,
Yeah,
he-
it's a
Big
so
Show.
I mean, they didn't say it's the big show. Where?
Wait.
Where? And
That's not.
oh yeah, we're not gonna tell. Yeah, we're not gonna say the name of who wrote
Who's the
that.
only person left in the live stream? If it's who I think it is, I might show them with it.
Anyways, and then the other one, if you follow New Japan or the Elite episodes, they have a character named Fat Masa.
Fat A Masa.
So, and recently, in a recent episode,
Can we say that? Because it's like it's his actual name.
No.
no, we'll just go Fat Masa. But yeah, people just think of Scott Steiner and then Masa. Okay, but then anyways, so there was a bit where the whole Elite was like, "We're sticking together, we're not leaving." That's what they said. So they're not leaving. And then Masa's like, "I go to NXT."
I do know the quote.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, some people like to branch out and develop NXT. You maybe go make a Rumble return.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe drop some pounds, you'll get under 205. And then
That's what Marty said,
Masa's
yeah.
like, screw this. I go NXT.
Yeah, and then someone photo edited Masa with an NXT shirt and him shaking Triple H's hand. And people, I didn't put the comments, but someone
Who
said,
was that? Was that EC3?
yes, I think so. Or Kevin, someone said,
Oh, Kevin Owens, that'd be fun.
New Japan just lost their biggest star. And I was like, yes, that is true.
Dude.
It's Masa.
Who needs Kenny Omega? We can have AJ versus Masa.
Someone said, and this is another thing, this one I love. The real person who attacked Aleister Black, it was Masa.
It was Masa.
It was Masa, dude.
Masa.
It was Boston.
Oh my
FTR.
Oh my god. I hate Aleister Black.
Speaking of losing stars, in our chat, someone has said that there are rumors that Kenny Omega might go to WWE face AJ Styles. Because he did say that at a press conference that I do want to face AJ on the biggest stage possible before he hangs up the boots.
He did say that.
And in
biggest
BTE,
I'm in
he
Ring
did
of Honor.
keep that
Yeah.
note saying,
I mean,
"How'd you like
MLW.
it?" Notes in AJ said, "But keep that."
But the reason why
number 4 in the Royal
I
Rumble.
don't think he'll do it until he gets to a certain. And this is
I
why.
don't think he'll do it till he loses the IWGP
Well,
title.
not only that,
or he might go there with it.
But he has code on him. He also said this also in the BT or some interview. That Coda and him are going to change the world. They're sticking together. So wherever he goes, Coda, I'm pretty sure does not want to go to WWE because remember
He turned him down after the CFC.
because he wanted to wrestle. He wanted a different schedule. He's like, okay, I'll wrestle for WWE, but you guys let me wrestle where I want also. They're like, that's not how it works. I was like, okay, bye.
That is how it works.
I'll-
Even in the UK division.
He was like, I'll break my neck somewhere else then.
"Yeah, I'll break everything.
I'll break my
I can only break my wrist here."
yeah.
Like Sin
I
Cara.
want to break my neck, guys. Come on.
Come on, I'm gonna break something. Break
Yeah,
everything.
no, but I think
Break neck,
Albert
face.
Kenny
etc.
owns himself really does say a lot. He wants to change the world. So I'm guessing it might be still a while. Like I don't think it'll be this year, but I can see in 2 years. Kenny Omega definitely leaving New Japan. But as of now, no. But 2 years,
I'm so excited. I'm already.
because I feel like he
excited
wants
for
to build up New Japan still, at least for the Gaijin. You know what?
that.
Like,
It's already on the pit.
well, thanks to Jay. Well, the new channels like Jay
once
White.
Jay White gets up there, I think Jay White might beat Kenny for the title.
Well, Ospreay too.
That's a bold statement. By the way, remember last week? Speaking of that bold prediction, remember last week when I said Brian Kendrick was going to turn face?
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I
You
saw
did.
that. I saw that.
And you called me crazy.
Well, because I didn't think Gallagher was. I mean, I didn't.
Gulak turned on via PowerPoint presentation for the same reason that I saw. It was beautiful subtlety. It was subtlety in wrestling, and it's a lost art, and they were
I
recovering.
still don't get why Gallagher turned.
Gulak?
No,
Oh yeah,
Gallagher.
you lost the match. Why didn't they turn on Gallagher? But like, I mean, I get why they turn on Kendrick. It
We'll
worked.
see. We'll see.
Kendrick was great as a face. He was champion.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe Kendrick can be like that veteran to try to have that one last big moment for 12-5 Live. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's
Maybe he'll beat Buddy Murphy for the title tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Oh, anyways, okay. You're next. You're up.
Thanks for listening to Reddit 7.
No, what? You
No,
still
it's
have
your
your
turn.
thing.
Well,
What are you always like?
It's like this is the Reddit 7 segment.
Oh.
I forgot. Okay, this is my one
Okay.
golden shining moment. This is from user Eagle0825. It was a tweet from Jeff Jarrett. It was someone, well, it wasn't from Jeff Jarrett. He retweeted. There was a clip, like a 5-second clip of him just decking Fabulous Moolah with his guitar, just hard over the head, breaking it completely over her face. And he retweets it on his own Twitter account. And says, "Oh, that's one of my all-time favorite moments."
I agree with them. I don't like Fabulous Moolah, so
Didn't you like do some sort of like
Mad at him
trafficking
for
thing?
that?
Who? Jeff?
Yeah, I think people get mad at Jeff
When he did that?
when he hit her. Yeah,
I
He's
think
probably a heel, I guess.
he was a heel. I get why, but now people probably aren't mad at him.
Yeah,
they're
because
like, Moolah deserves a
horrible
heel.
Didn't you
Moolah
do some like
was.
weird trafficking thing?
Yes, trafficking.
Yeah,
Yes.
like with the other
She
female
pretty-
wrestlers.
okay,
She
so-
pinned them out.
She was the nudge that stopped a woman's revolution that could have happened even earlier. Like there could have been probably more amazing women wrestling earlier if it wasn't for her.
Hey, we had the Man Classic.
Yeah, but what she did is that she stopped many people that you've never heard of, like careers. You know what I mean? Like
Who?
exactly people that we have, and that's what I said. That's what I mean. Like there could have been a bigger woman, like
A
obviously
bigger
like,
pool of women's talent.
woman, yeah, wrestling, but because she was in charge of their booking and their pay, she really ended most people's careers like, backstage politics, which I think is disgusting. And not only that, but she would make them do favors for people. No, it's just
Like she
Like
basically,
sexy favors?
she basically pinned
Yeah.
them out.
that's a good way.
Good lord.
That's why Snickers
like
came to the rescue.
One of my all-time favorite moments. Breaking my guitar over that jerk's face.
Yep.
Alright.
Boom.
Well, that
I want to
concludes.
see memes of like Moolah, like block pics over Moolah saying women's wrestlers' careers, and then the guitar being Fabulous Moolah.
Or it could be another one. It could be Fabulous Moolah, and it says WWE announces Fabulous Moolah.
And
Oh.
then changed the name because everyone hated it.
No, and the guitar can be Snickers coming in because that's why they changed it because the Snickers they were gonna drop out as a
Because they hated that.
what was it, a backer, a financial backer.
Yeah,
So that could be a Snickers.
sponsor.
Fabulous
Yeah,
Moolah could
sponsor.
be Crown Jewel, and then the guitar is Murder in Saudi Arabia.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Oh my
That's
god.
a dark meme. That's too soon.
Topical.
And
Hey, he died. You gotta wait 3 days.
I'm sorry.
Stop! No, stop,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
We've been
Sorry.
talking about this. Oh my God! Can we joke
All
about
right,
this?
all right.
Anyways, okay.
Who cares?
So
It's
that
a
was
small college radio.
so that was the end of Reddit 7. So now we will get into other alternate wrestling news.
Yes. Okay. NWA, as you guys know, is doing some restructuring,
Mhm.
and they announced more matches for this 70th anniversary show. First one is Jazz will be defending her Women's NWA Championship against, and me and Ed saw her live during the Joe Janela and
Oh, was she
Hangman
the
Page
flippy chick who was
Yeah.
in that match?
Yeah.
Penelope Ford.
I was like, ooh, she was great.
Someone-
Is she gonna wear that like jeans and bra outfit
I'd
again?
be okay with that. I mean,
I would be okay with that too.
Someone-
Not for the reasons you're thinking, but
What? I always thought. All right. Okay, that's not what. Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
someone said that something funny. Now that Joey Janela is injured for a year, he's out for a year. Guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a run at pass just through a table.
Well, yeah,
But it's not for that.
I know, but I was gonna say, just watch. Penelope Ford will become the. We'll try to break her something up for her body just to join
Just
Joey.
to join Joey.
Join Joey
in the
and
hospital,
Toto.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Another thing is Tim Storm, who was kind of a big name.
Is that Tony Storm's dad?
No, this guy's American, so.
It's a really weird family.
He will face Peter Alvin. So, did you guys ever watch Impact?
Avalon?
Avalon. Did you guys ever watch Impact
Nope.
when EC3 was like debuted?
I've never seen Impact.
I watched it.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Normie Dewey, one of the jobbers that was
Normie Dewey?
Normie Dewey? That's him.
Really? That's him?
And he looks so different now. Like he reinvented his character.
Did
on
he
it.
do like one of those indie reinventions where he just goes in the indies and becomes jacked like Drew
Oh, he's
McIntyre?
not Jack, but like he
He
looks
becomes better.
he looks better. Like you know what I mean? Like better physique. And he will face him because they have like this little feud going on. Like Tim
Mhm.
Storm's kind of like becoming vicious and more dirty, more kind of, not a
There's
heel,
a
but a
soul
tweener, like a
Oh, like,
unhinged tweener.
kind of like Stone Cold?
Yeah. Well, he's old. He's like in his 50s right now.
Stone Old?
So old. He was the NWA champion before Nick Aldis beat him. And then this one has a lot of people talking. So the open challenge, would be-
Especially Uriel.
yeah, Jax Dane, Crimson, and the Road Warrior.
Like
Team
from
up-
the Road Warriors?
Yes.
He's still going?
Yes. He is.
Isn't he like 75?
Yes, the Animal. Yep.
Really? He's
He's still going. So they will be in a tag team match against to be announced. And this is people speculating this team could be fighting for the NWA. You know, promotion.
The forgotten.
The new Foundation.
Oh,
Which I
what,
was like,
Teddy Hart,
Teddy Hart,
and,
Davey Boy
Dave Wishman Jr.,
and
and James
Brian
Brian Pillman Jr.
And I'm like,
All right.
I want to see that.
Yeah, dude, I want that. I want that to be like a state, like almost like an indie Bullet Club. Like
Yeah,
a super indie Bullet Club.
yeah. Well, a very very exclusive club, obviously. 'Cause you
It's
have-
weird because like, do you think they're running into legal troubles for?
no, because of Bret
are
Hart.
they the New Hart Foundation?
Yes, because Bret Hart will probably like put them in a sharpshooter if WWE tries to do anything. I'll put those guys in sharpshooter. Right now. No, and it'd be a really, I don't want to say the word, but I guess bad move on WWE's part, especially because of the tragedy behind the Hart family, which we all know. There's a lot of tragedy. It wouldn't make sense. Like, let them keep their name for Pete's sake. You know?
Do it. Don't put Cody Rhodes on them.
Yeah, that was.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Anyways, so that's NWA. I'm very excited to see. The show is actually next week or this week, but I don't know. I think no, next week. Yes. Anyways,
Right.
MLW this week had a bunch of squash matches, so I'm not going to go into that. But they had a bunch of squash matches. What there was?
Did the corpse spread show up?
No.
Okay, then it's not like a total super squash match where the squash didn't even happen within the match.
Oh yeah, true.
Do they have a women's division yet?
No.
That person's just been there for 10 episodes.
I think they'll build it up.
I mean, they're building it up right now.
But I mean, obviously to the point where they can get a title. Obviously, because there is no women's MLW championship right now.
What do you think it look like? Just be gold
A
and
big belt like Shane
it'll be a
Strickland.
triangle.
A
It'll be a-
big, yeah.
it'll be triangular.
It'll be a big MLW.
Yeah.
If they make it
Just a big
triangular,
M,
that could
just a
be
big M.
Just a big.
that could be a little bit weird if they make it a triangle.
No, I think they'll make it a
Octagon.
hexagon.
Hexagon. Make it a dodecahedron.
Of course. You gonna say something, Ed?
I was like, each title they have an MLW. One's an M, one's an L, and one's a W.
Hello. Hey,
Middleweight, like-
W could be the one. Yeah, the middleweight would be an L.
And then light heavyweight.
No, they don't have middleweight is technically a light heavyweight. Technically.
Yeah.
As for now,
And then what's the
And then
L?
that's
The
that would be
levyweight.
yes.
The levyweight championship.
But anyways, LA Park, the original one, like the chairman, the one that was picked up over in WCW, was against Pentagon, and oh my God, was this? a
Don't tell me who
brutal match.
wins.
No, I'm not. But this was like
if you do, I'm gonna have to do my spoiler.
It
bit and
was-
just go over there.
it was a brutal match. It was not as brutal as I expected. It was brutal for like
Hey,
this
he's
is
he's that
cable TV.
hardcore guy
Yeah.
from TNA.
yeah, they're very they were very. It was amazing, and then the ending promo for both of them because they challenged each other for tag titles later. So it'll be like La Parca and Hijo de La Parca versus Pentagon and Phoenix for the current champions. Yeah,
So father and son versus brother.
Yeah.
Is that El Parque?
Brothers.
It's just La Parque.
La Parca.
La
Yeah.
Parca.
La Parca.
That's that canonic Spanish.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Oh, I was gonna. Oh yeah, yeah. I
Because I
know.
speak Spanish,
Yeah.
bro.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is what makes this cherry on top their closing promo. I can't say because they say a lot of swear words. It was probably one of the best.
we need a censor button.
Yeah, it was probably one of the best ending promos I've ever heard on the show. But anyways, okay, that was MLW.
All right.
Let's go to Lucha Underground.
Lucha.
Rabbit Tribe was
I still have
against.
to catch up to that.
Yeah.
I watched Aztec Warfare. It was great. I haven't gotten past that.
It was Rabbit Tribe. Was against. I can't say the rest of the
The
name.
baddest BITCHES dash claw.
Yeah. Well, Slash Cock that's just a little head note, but so pretty much it was a team of Joey Ryan, Exalicious, Eagles against the Rabbit Tribe, the new dark Rabbit Tribe.
Wait, is this a women's versus a men's tag?
No, Joey Ryan's
No,
a dude.
Oh, he's in the baddest bees.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a women with men.
Yes. Bunch of men.
Lucha Underground doesn't care who wrestles.
They don't care. Yeah, intergender renders are norm. But
That's
anyways,
okay. I'm okay with
yeah.
that.
And so the ending had like Kevin Cross put his hand in Joey's mouth and made him bleed. So that's why I said claw. It was weird. So I don't know if Joey's dead or he's injured, but I hope he's not
He's
dead.
dead again?
But he's dead again. Oh
Again?
no, Joey!
Now we need another like.
Oh my
bunch
God!
of penis
They killed
slits.
Joey.
He keeps dying, dude.
Anyways, then they had a really competitive match against Son of Havoc. Killshot.
That was great.
And this time Killshot took off Son of Havoc's mask, but we didn't get to see the face, obviously.
It's Matt Cross.
Even though we,
Well, yeah, but we
even
know,
though we
but,
know who he looks
well,
like.
you know, they're trying to keep their tape.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
And so that Dario Antonio put it, and I was like, you guys have to stop taking off each other's masks because it's not an official match. 'Cause, usually there has to be a match to take off people's masks. So that's, I guess, the rules.
Oh, because that's to be a mask versus mask
Yes.
match.
So for Ultima,
Yeah, it's like It's worthy
Yeah.
disqualification in Mexico.
of course, and Ultima Lucha, will be a mask versus mask match. So Havoc versus Killshot. They will tear down the roof. And last but not least, Marty the Moth, who's LU champion somehow.
Still.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Was against his sister.
Dang it,
Was
Uriel.
against his sister Marty
So we
Mariposa,
can't have nice things.
who has like turned against him because she. Remember, he has now he's with
I get
Chelsea
it.
Green.
The Moth and Mariposa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. LU writing right there.
Oh yeah, it basically writes
You
itself.
know what I found out? Right? Like the same guy who
Road Dogg.
directed
Road
Spy
Dogg.
Kids. All the Spy Kids.
Really?
Yeah, but who was it?
I forgot his name. And he directed
He's not that cool.
Machete. He directed,
Machete?
and I think he directed
He still doesn't text.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl too.
Machete directed Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yeah.
And he's directing Lucha?
Yeah.
He was in the crowd early in first season.
Yeah.
And he directed.
What a guy. He can do. I love him. I love him for giving him this crazy stuff. I love him.
He directed My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I don't know why.
Maybe I don't know. He might have. I don't know. He could-
No, he didn't.
Oh,
But I was
Well,
no, that's late.
I mean, knowing him, he
That
probably.
sounds good.
Anything. But anyways, yes. Marty fought Mariposa. It was a really interesting story. But they have a
Alright.
match.
Awesome. That's Lucha.
Now, Impact. I didn't talk about Impact last week. I forgot. Oh well. But anyways, this week.
It's Impact, whatever. who
Oh well,
cares?
whatever.
But they had a really good show this week. Like a really good show for Impact. It's so,
Yeah,
they're
everything
so
was great. Everyone stepped up their game this week.
yeah. No, like,
Even
literally-
Raw.
Yeah.
Raw never cares.
Impact. Impact. This was their third night in Mexico. They have
You don't have to yell.
Yeah,
Tom.
So
That's
this.
me. I'm the loud guy.
So last week was their third night on Mexico. They still have one more night this week. Before Bound for Glory, which is also this week. But Rich Swan, he was in front side off because they have a little like, open your third eye, Rich. And Rich Swan's like, nah, man, I'm really cool with kids.
I got
So
my seats.
I can't. You can't handle this,
Yeah.
man. You can't,
So,
you just
like-
can't do it.
they had a match and all ego debuted. So Ethan Page, we saw
Yeah.
him. He was in.
So what happened was like he came out, right?
Yeah.
He helped
Funny
Matt
Moss.
win, and
Yeah.
the commentators were like, "Is this a fan? Where's security?" For like 5 minutes, and they didn't know who it was. And then all of a sudden, Josh was just like, "Oh wait, I know who that is."
Oh, wait.
He's
Oh,
like,
wait.
"That's Ethan Page."
Oh,
And he's
wait.
like, "Oh, you're right."
Hi, Ethan Page.
Oh, hey, and then this segment, Money Moose tells Eddie's wife Austin, "Come get her, Eddie."
This part was funny.
Yeah.
Is this? Now I'm just thinking like, are they just doing like the Samoa Joe style?
No,
pretty
it's a
much.
little. Well, see, the weird thing is that
But
this
with
stuff,
less
this-
house business.
this stuff was like taped before the rivalry. But it's so weird how they crossed
Yeah.
because this was taped before the AJ Wendy stuff too. So this is like
It was,
weird. It's weird. I don't
it was,
know. It's just a coincidence.
He was holding him back, and he's like, "I know I was a bad friend, but she doesn't have anything to do with this." And then he was like, "You don't get to talk to me like that." And then he's like,
Hey man.
he yelled at his wife. He's like, "Do it now!" And she splashed the water in Moose's
Oh!
face. It was like, "Oh god!" And then Eddie and his wife just ran away.
That sounds so comical.
No, no.
It was
Well,
so
what I
funny.
heard is that Impact has been getting some help from
Each
Lucha,
other?
Lucha Underground people because they
Yeah.
recently lost one of their backstage workers to NXT. Which one Triple H got him? I forgot, but Triple H, not Jeremy Borash, not
Like pedigreed him.
some other guy. So like Lucha Underground people that help with since Lucha Underground, you know how they have long breaks. So now they're helping Impact because have that working relationship. Do these crazy backstage stuff. So I kind of like how Impact is embracing the craziness of Lucha Underground as well. 'Cause, I mean, they have killed Madison Rain. Technically, remember that?
She was a man classic.
Yeah.
Against Mercedes Martinez.
And now she's WWE didn't pick her up, but ROH has her. So.
Well, she's like 14 years into the game.
That's
and
true.
They're like, nah,
She's
I'm
still
gonna
really solid
retire.
wrestler. But yeah, and then after that, this scene. Scarlett, the smoke show, Scarlett Bordeaux.
Scarlett Bordeaux.
Show.
Who was Scarlett Bordeaux? That sounds so familiar, and I can't remember.
If you watch, she's a local talent from Chicago. AAW, I think it's the promotion.
what? No, I saw
Attitude Adjustment
her
Wrestling.
somewhere. I don't remember where
Hey,
it was.
that's
Attitude Adjustment Wrestling. AEW.
Juan Cena owns it. You know what I mean? That was actually a thing in Mexico.
Wait,
Juan
God,
Cena?
what?
So no, when John Cena would go to Mexican live events, he would always wear a luchador mask. His name was Juan Cena.
Bro,
That's funny.
like it's not AW. Like, where did I see her from? Was it? It
Oh,
wasn't all in.
AAA, because the thumb that showed,
Wait a minute.
But anyways,
Triple
anyways,
Mania,
she
the train wreck that was Triple Mania.
yes, she joined commentary, and I can't really say what happened that much, but like when he sat, Antanas got too excited. He's kind of like his water bottle, like he squeezed it too hard. And just watch the clip, guys. I'm not.
That sounds sexual.
He got too excited.
Yeah, let's just. Put
It's
it
like that. You know that backstage segment where Triple H is back and he's like squeezing a bottle of mustard and the
Yeah.
kids go.
Supposed to say what Farka?
Okay, no, well, yeah, there's a reason why. Yeah,
La
so
Parka?
I'll get to that. So Eli Drake had an open challenge, right? And he has this gimmick where he has open challenges.
Oh, he's
And-
like Simon Gotch
Yeah,
with the $250 challenge.
except there's no money. Your privilege is fighting Eli Drake in this one. But
Oh
anyways,
my god.
so La Parka comes out, but it's not the actual La Parka. It's AAA's version of La Parka. So people
it's
call him
Lafarca?
La Parka because he's fake. So people call him La Farca. Yeah.
La Faca.
La Faca, La Parka.
Okay.
And so so Josh Matthews, the crowd was actually chanting La Parka, and so he thought they were chanting for like him, but in reality, and someone told me that like works for like journalism for like Mexican shows, obviously in Mexico, that Mexican fans chant that because they're against this parka. But Josh Matthews was using it as a way, oh, they're cheering him on.
Oh, they love him down here.
They
in
love
the
him
Impact
down here.
Zone.
Yeah. And then we had Joe Henry,
Versus the Murder Clown.
and I was surprised that Murder Clown won. What?
Yeah.
Murder. I couldn't imagine anyone like I don't watch Impact.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine anyone called Murder Clown getting that big of a push.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
He looks pretty scary too.
Oh, he does.
but,
I would
definitely
assume
looks
so.
like-
Someone named Murder Clown.
he
would
definitely
probably
looks
be
like a
pretty
murder
intimidating.
clown.
Yeah. Katrina's new boyfriend.
Yeah, and then like the commentators were trying to make sense of it. He's like, yes, her ex best friend's boyfriend is getting beat up by this giant clown, and then I was like, what is going on?
Did you see how Joe Henry brought up her past with her brother?
Yeah,
That was funny.
Oh, the incest angle.
What happened
Don't
to-
say it on air.
what happened to-
Jesus, we can't see.
You can say that word.
what happened to your pirate brother?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that happened, and then Aries and Impact had a little.
He's been having a thing on Twitter.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'm gonna go back to WWE.
Because Johnny made fun
Nah.
of Aries' height, and then
Yes.
Austin Aries started making fun of Johnny's fiance and calling her fat. And then
Fat!
Johnny
She's fat!
Johnny took that really seriously, and he's like, "Now you crossed the line. First, you made bad remarks about my tights, and
My pride and joy.
he's like, but now you insult the woman that I love, who's trying to get better into shape.
Yeah.
So people are starting to think this is real. Like, what's
Well,
going
no,
on?
I think it's a good way of Impact kayfabe. I think
It's a
they I
shoot.
think they told each other, hey, I'm going to say this. Are you okay with it? 'Cause I feel like Aries and Impact have good understanding. They're both like WWE guys who. Well, Aries was more of a Impact guy
Yeah.
before, but the guys who know they were kind of screwed over by the company.
And then Aries took his arm out of the sling and started beating him Johnny. So
Oh well. And then Sue Young had a match against Carrie Hogan. It was actually I didn't know too much about Carrie Hogan. She's actually really good. She was trained by Booker.
trained by Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, obviously
her
that,
name, yeah.
that last thing. Her dad, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ripped because
Put her in a
she died. Did another person
What is
die?
this, Lucha?
I'm telling you, well, they are getting.
they are getting help from Lucha Underground.
So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Lucha Impact?
But consequences of this, and Ali is losing it, right? She-
Life in prison for murder.
You know, well, Sue Young, you can't keep her in prison. She's supernatural. But
Oh, she's a friend from WWE. No.
no.
I keep obsessing. I'm sorry. I keep obsessing.
Oh, you're thinking about Zeta. Zeta. I think I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that chick. But Ali broke down. She had a breakdown backstage, and people are speculating like,
Broken
is she gonna
Ali?
turn into Demon Bunny? Which is alter ego? Is it a
What the
demon-
heck is this?
No, but people like it. It's
Murder
like-
Clown and Demon Bunny. Impact is on the rise,
That
everybody.
Laf-
They are though.
Demon Bunny.
They are though. And then
What the heck is going on in wrestling right now?
Impact
Well,
is
there's-
amazing.
Demon Bunny. There's the Rabbit Tribe.
And then there's
Lucha
Demon.
Underground.
Then there's Demon King, and then there's Pumpkin Bray. Remember
then
Pumpkin
there's-
Bray Wyatt?
Then there's the
Oh, no.
baddest something, and
No, it wasn't. No, it was Pumpkin Balor. Balor had pumpkin face paint, and Bray Wyatt had had mono. You know?
I guess so. He was Sister Abigail.
Anyways, and then Obi calls out Lucha Bros and kids end the show and Raw.
Yeah, they were like, we're not waiting for Bound for Glory. Let's do this right now.
I love this rivalry. It feels really
They
intense.
started-
Yeah.
they started fighting.
So that was Impact. But Bound for Glory is this week.
Yeah, real quick, we're gonna run through the card.
Through and make some predictions. So Ethan Page and Matt Sydal versus Rich Swann, and to be announced. Okay,
ACH.
yeah. Before I was gonna say, who do you guys think will be his partner?
ACH.
ACH.
Because they did a lot in MLW, and
Mhm.
it's the name I associate with
And
your show.
MLW and Impact also have a working because they use talent from both shows.
Yeah, and
I would
ACH is
guess-
like,
I would guess that.
yeah,
It's-
because they do a lot together. That's like they've just become synonymous with each other from what I've seen of MLW so far. So
ACH is a smart choice. He's so good. He was in the X Cup last year when Impact had this X Cup thing.
Yeah.
He's such a
Brian
phenomenal
Cage?
wrestler. No. It was, but I was so I'm surprised ACH hasn't been scooped up by anyone. Like anything. Not even in Japan. Not ROH. Well, ROH I know why. He had backstage problems, but everyone has backstage problems in ROH. But
I guess so. The locker room is just not very professional.
yeah, Adam Cole had problems. Then David Richards, Tyler Black, a lot. Anyway,
Tyler Black.
Yeah.
Nice.
So ACH, yeah. If he officially signs with Impact, or he does a code thing with the MLW and Impact,
I just want to stay free because I'm hoping that they'll do another CWC.
Oh,
I would book him in CWC.
he's just so good.
It's a very weak reason
Yeah.
to not want him to go to Impact, but
I think he really likes wrestling. I don't think he wants to sign. I think he's one of those wrestlers he'd rather be independent. Like he'd rather just face wrestlers all around.
Yeah.
Because his gimmick is kind of a troll if you think about it. Because he does do that. Like
oh, man.
when he was involved, he had this team with Ethan Page called Troll Boys. Look at the theme song. It is one of the best theme
Does their
songs.
Titan have little troll dolls in it?
No, they made their own theme song. They sound their own theme song.
They sung it.
Yes, it's like Bad Boys, but it's
Troll boys.
But
What you gonna do?
it's-
What you gonna do when we troll on you?
It's funny. I love it. So yeah, who do you guys think will win this one? Probably Rich Strong and his mystery partner has to be, right?
I mean, Mr. Parker.
Well, the
Yeah,
whole
well,
mystery
it's-
part,
You know the
whatever.
booking, you're like, oh, it has to be this. You should guess wrong.
the whole mystery part.
Well, usually when you have a mystery partner, you
Yeah,
win
they
the
win
match.
because you put them over.
Yeah, exactly.
Duh.
Unless if there's dirty tactics. I mean, because the Ethan Page and Matt Sydal team is newly formed too. Like they just formed a week ago.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
then you can still get them over later, and if you have a new guy come
True.
in and just lose, especially if it's ACH. Like if it's ACH, then I'm gonna put ACH over because he's incredible.
Yeah, I hope it's ACH, but hey, Impact gets surprises. Anyways,
I'll
Ali.
give up on Impact if they make ACH lose his debut.
Oh, Ali versus Su Young in a buried alive match, kind of casket match. I don't know. It's go either way.
I am probably gonna be terrible at these predictions, so I'm a little no Impact.
Demon Bunny.
Demon Bunny.
Bunny's gonna come out.
I think
If it's Demon Bunny, then yeah.
I think it
Is
will
it like
be
a demon thing kind of thing?
kind of. She only does it when she has a breakdown. She does it when she has like a breakdown, like when she loses. She doesn't do it
So
like
like she's extremely bipolar when it goes to the extreme kind
no,
of thing.
more like
It's like
yeah.
Abyss
Multiple-
and,
multiple
Joseph-
personalities.
It's like Abyss and Joseph.
Yes, it's not like Balor. Balor just does it whenever he feels like it. I
He
guess.
wants to win. I guess.
Yeah, when he wants to face Baron Corbin.
I'm done jobbing. That was so good.
That was so stupid.
Yeah,
Why did they do
Why
that?
Baron Corbin?
Yeah, but
Because he's the best there is.
I could see Rosemary in her chin because she has been off of the match because she's injured.
Oh, and just
So-
screw up the match.
You will help because Su Young was the one who kayfabe killed her.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
If we're having a buried alive match,
For women or for just in general for Impact.
both.
Yeah, it is, but I like it. I want to see these types
just
of
the
matches.
sense that there has. When's the last time there has been a buried alive match?
Probably Kane and Undertaker. wasn't it?
2005?
Was
No,
it
no, no,
Great
2010.
Khali, Great Khali and Cena?
Yeah, 2010.
2010. It was Undertaker
Kane
and
and
Undertaker.
had that match.
Yeah. Bragging rights, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Nexus helped Kane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They came out
And then
beat
they
up
never explained
Undertaker,
why they
and
helped.
then-
Or was it that match? Wait, what?
Yep.
That
It was a bragging rights.
stupid. I
They
forgot
they
about
helped
that.
out Undertaker and Kane. No, they helped out Kane to bury Undertaker. And they never explained
And
why
then
they did it.
they never talked to Kane
They
ever
just did
again.
it. Whatever.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Whoa.
We walk alone in the unknown.
Oh, they dropped the ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got the ball that
Alright.
entire freaking stable.
Yeah. OVE versus Lucha Bros. This one could go either way too. Because OVE hasn't been winning, but they could do a surprise and actually win.
It's Lucha Bros and Cage.
You're right.
That's a pretty hard team to beat.
Yeah. Lucha Bros and Cage.
They're
Yeah.
so hot right now.
They are. Especially the Lucha
Lucha
Bros.
all in.
Yeah.
All right. Moose money.
Oh, Eddie Edwards.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one could actually definitely go either way. This one.
How's Moose doing in his show now? Is he
You say
winning
that
or
about
not?
every match.
Because it could. Impact is so hard to like.
Explain to me who Eddie Edwards is. Is it his wife? Is it his wife that's the main thing in this feud?
No. It's just that they were best
They
friends.
were best friends, and then Moose feels betrayed.
Feels betrayed by Eddie because Eddie went like kind of had a crazy phase. Eddie went.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna say Moose because he had a heel turn and then pushed. How well is he being pushed? As a
They're
heel?
both getting pretty good. No, yeah, his heel Mike on the mic is really
I'm gonna say Moose because I know Moose more.
good. I'll go with this is a tough one. I guess I'll go with Moose because like Dirty Tactics because Killer Cross is in any match and he's in the same stable.
His wife's just gonna throw water.
Austin Aries might
Oh
come
God!
out.
Yeah, that's you. Eli Drake open challenge. Who do you think is Eli Drake's open challenge? You know who I think? Chris Jericho.
Taiji
Chris
Ishimori.
Jericho?
Chris Jericho. It's been
Well,
teased so
there
much.
has been talks that he's going to Impact.
Well, Bountiful Glory's in Canada. So
BFG.
I mean not Canada, New York, sorry. New York, but still
Yeah, Jericho can be. Yeah, sure. Let's go Jericho.
Yeah.
And if it's Jericho, then
Jericho's
Jericho,
winning,
yeah.
obviously.
Well, he's also the IC champion in New Japan.
That would be well Impact and New Japan do have.
Oh wait, no, this isn't for a title.
No, it's an open challenge.
Oh, well then, Jericho.
Yes, so okay. Tessa versus Taya for the Impact Women's Champion.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa, yeah.
When's she gonna lose?
I mean, she just won the title recently, so I don't think for a while. I
Yeah.
mean, Tessa's just really good. I think they want to keep that belt on.
Yeah, she won it all in as well. What am I
So
talking about?
good.
She's good.
Anyways,
She's
All right.
incredible.
LAX versus in Street Fight. But Conan and King are both involved this time. Like they're in
Is
the
that
match too.
OG's like OG book code?
No, not that type of OGs. This one's spelled with a Z, not an S.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's the difference.
okay.
Uh,
It changes my prediction completely. I have to say not them because they're not the firing squad.
I think. Oh,
That's how much I know about
OGs.
Impact. That's
I think OG.
I agree with OGs because the titles are not on the line for this one, which is weird.
Yeah.
So I think
I
OGs.
think the OG's over.
And then last but not least, Aries versus Johnny Impact. For the Impact champion. It's in the name for Johnny, so I'm guessing Johnny. For this
Yeah.
one.
okay. I'll go with it.
Johnny Nitro Morrison Mundo.
Yeah, he's
It is Johnny Mundo.
And that's
For-
what he was in Legend.
but for Impact, he's
I just I
For
haven't seen
Impact,
him.
he's Johnny Impact.
I just didn't know who he was because I haven't
Johnny
seen him.
Nitro Morrison Mundo
No.
Impact.
Hennigan.
And
All right.
Yeah.
Those are-
I think. Oh, and one more thing to
is that-
note.
is that Sunday?
Yes, this Sunday. Juventud Guerrera said on Twitter that he will be at Bound for Glory too. So I don't know.
he's gonna be the open challenge. Eli
No,
Drake.
I think
He's gonna team with
I
Chris
could,
Swan.
yeah, I could
He's
see
gonna do it
He's
all.
gonna be Shark Boy.
He's gonna win the X
Juicy
Division.
Juicy Juice Juventud Guerrera. That's his new nickname, Juicy.
Hell
Juice Robinson
yeah.
Jutsu.
Anyways, I didn't put a card, but I'm just gonna quickly talk about it. They had a show on Tuesday called Fight or Flight. They had some really good matches. I'm not gonna go over every match because some of them are insignificant. But I will say some matches that were noteworthy, and that was Ospreay versus Alpha Fantasma. Why was this match noteworthy? Because I heard this match was the match of the night. This match was like crazy good, like because they're both high flyers.
Yeah, I mean it's Osprey.
and it's
It's Osprey. Like he doesn't have bad
yeah,
matches.
and for those of you who do not know who Phantasma is, he's really good. He won the Rev Pro J Cup recently. He's a man on the rise.
Ghost.
Yeah, he's Canadian, and but he fights in the UK in DC. He's really good. That was a match. Another thing I want to talk about: Walter was defending the internet title.
Walter.
He was originally gonna face Chris Ridgway, but he got injured. I mean,
so many belts. How many belts does Walter have right now?
like
You got Progress. You got Defiant.
PWG.
PWG.
And-
Evolve.
No, he has a WXW
WXW.
something title. But anyway,
Walter is crazy.
originally he was gonna fight Chris Ridgway, but he got sick, Chris Ridgway. So then they had an open poll for 4 competitors, and Mark Davis, half of Aussie Open.
Oh, yeah, didn't they win the tag titles in Progress?
Mhm,
Yeah, they did.
yeah. He got to face him. But, I mean, obviously Walter retained. Obviously,
Walter was the ring general.
And the other match I wanted to talk about was Bea Priestley against Lana Austin. Bea Priestley was originally going to defend her title, but she got conflicts in Japan, so she had to do that instead. So they changed the match to Little Mick. But I hear this pay-per-view was overall a good sign for Defiant, because Defiant has been kind of slow in recent times because YouTube was being a doo-doo head and not letting them put
Sucks.
Yeah, they weren't letting them put their shows online because it was too violent. But
Progress has shows online. CZW has stuff online.
I don't know. They just weren't.
CZW.
I know, but they were denying Defiant. But now, as we said, December they will be coming back and with weekly episodic episodes for free.
Yay!
So
Something
that-
else that's sinking my time.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about Defiant. Okay, guys.
All right.
Okay, New
The
Japan.
main
of
event of the
Wrestling.
evening.
Yeah, the
New Japan. Kings of Wrestling.
Kings of Wrestling.
Okay, you saw.
Speaking of Kings of Pro Wrestling, Suzuki.
Yes, did you wanna talk about some of this? Ed?
Yeah.
I would like to talk about this.
No, you Tommy. Sorry.
No, just me and Yuri.
Yes, so you're not involved, Tommy. Okay, no, totally. What did you? Oh my God. Okay. All right.
All right, so the first match we had Suzuki Gun versus Christian Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask. So I think Uriel and I predicted that we wanted Liger and Tiger Mask to win, but
Well,
we
Nice surprise, I guess.
What did I say? Suzuki-gun.
You said Liger and Tiger.
Tiger and
Because
Tiger.
we were all like, yeah, we were all like,
Liger and
Yeah,
Tiger.
let's see it.
because we said veterans. We wanted the veterans to have one last round.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Okay. Next match, I predicted. I thought, poor choose. The Great Bash Shield team, which is Makabe and Hanmei.
I don't think I said Juice would win because he's not losing.
Yes, you were the one that picked.
Poor Juice.
Oh, we all picked. Yeah,
He's just going downhill.
him and a young lion Toa.
There's a young lion that
Henry.
lost.
Yeah, and they lost. And I'm like,
Why do you keep screwing Juice Robinson? He's the best thing about New Japan.
First, he loses the
This
title.
is the only
and then
booking I
he
don't agree
is-
with so far. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Anyways,
I would agree with Okada having the title for 2 years.
oh yeah, OGs.
He's running out of juice.
OGs.
What up, Tish?
OGs, which included
That's the
Heyman
OG.
Page. Yes, I mean not Heyman Page. The Gorillas of Destiny, Bad Luck Fale, and Taiji Ishimori were against the Elite, which Fan Page, Chase Owens, and the Bucks. They had a match, and the OGs won.
Yeah, I think we predicted that.
Yes,
Yeah, I
and
think we all said that.
they OGs announced on Twitter that they have a new member. We'll get to the other new members, but they announced
Who is
one on
it?
Twitter. Robbie Eagles. He was in PWG. He's
I know his name.
probably the third best Australian wrestler right now in
Is
the
it
world.
Robbie E?
Next to who?
Buddy Murphy
Yeah.
and Chris.
I think Chris Benoit.
Adam Brooks. Adam
God.
Brooks. If you know who Adam Brooks is, he's another really good.
I know who
wrestler.
Buddy Murphy is.
Yeah.
And he's insane.
Yeah, so people were really happy with this announcement. They're like, "Ooh, they got a Gaijin. They got an Australian wrestler to be part of New Japan now, which is cool." So people are happy about that.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Uriel.
Or anyone who wants to go next, yeah.
All right, so we had Chaos, which consisted of Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and Will Ospreay versus Suzuki Gun, Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, and Takashi Iizuka.
I think with Chaos.
And Chaos ended up winning.
Yeah, we was Chaos.
I think, did we all predict that?
Yeah, we had Chaos. Chaos is still good, even though they're having some
Suzuki.
issues.
Ospreay pinned the great Taiji Lord, my savior Tachi. Oh, we got the great Tachi, the guy who is in every way open champ. Well, because he's making.
Get closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry.
You're so far from me.
Well, I'm not trying to eat the mic either, like John did.
Just move it forward.
But I was gonna say,
No, not that way.
okay, all right.
Forward.
Anyways, I was gonna say,
There you
anyways, okay, all right, just leave it in one direction. I was gonna say, Tachi, ever since he won the Never Open Challenge, he switched. He would defend against any junior heavyweight and any heavyweight. So, Tachi. He will be defending his title against Ospreay in the foreseeable future. But anyways, next one, Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Jay,
It's
baby.
Naito, Sonata, Bushi, and their newest member, Shingo, who just graduated from Dragon. I should have seen this coming.
Yeah, he's from Dragon Gate.
And he got his last match was against Pac. Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. So he was leaving, and he's now he's the Dragon of Los Ingobernables. That's his nickname, the Dragon. And they defeated, which we predicted was going to happen against
Chaos.
Okada.
Okada, Toriano,
Show
Show and Yo.
Yeah, Toriano's not a very perfect person.
I mean, he actually racked up a lot of points
Okada also.
in
keeps
last
losing.
year's G1, which was surprising. But still,
Okada also. keeps
yeah. Oh,
That's okay with me.
losing. This is a balloon.
He's won for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was protected for a very
Fine.
Evil and Zack Sabre Jr. match never happened because Jericho attacked Evil.
Yeah,
That's
Jericho
gonna be the
came out
next
in
IC
some.
title match, I
Yeah,
guess.
it is.
He
Yeah.
came out in some weird mask and gave him a code breaker.
Do you see the poster that I think Jericho made for it match? He has he looks like Sting.
Okay.
It's weird.
Jericho, he keeps playing dress up and attacking people. In New Japan.
People said next thing you know, it's gonna be revealed that it's not even Cesaro comes back and it's actually Jericho under the mask, and he starts attacking all
Oh
of
my
us.
god, that'd be great.
It would be great.
I would love to see Jericho versus Almas.
That would be a great match. And then we had Sheet against Marty for the junior heavyweight title to see who the new one. It was an amazing
It
match.
was such a good
Oh,
match.
jeez. I mean, I think I predicted Marty. I don't know who else,
I think we
Did
all
you
predicted
predict
more.
I might have said Kushida.
but you were wrong. Kushida won.
Kushida won.
Kushida won.
I
And
definitely thought Marty
I'm
was going
still
to get it
happy.
this time.
I love
but It was
Kushida.
such a good match, too.
Yeah.
Kushida's great.
Yeah.
Kushida's awesome.
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the future, dude.
Yep.
I think he did it twice in a row to win.
Yes,
the
he
match.
did. He did do it twice in a row.
Because the commentator was like, "Back to the future!" Like he almost had a heart attack.
And then we had Hiroshi Tanahashi defending
Versus
his
Jay White.
against the hottest talent right now, Jay White. Gaijin, I'd say. What the?
No, I'm just wondering what happened to
Oh,
him.
Jay
But yeah,
White is amazing.
he's really like he's on the come up right
Yes.
now. The crowd, he gets so much heat from them.
Exactly. And to
He's
get
like
even,
Elias.
and to get more
Yeah,
heat,
exactly.
and to get more heat, him, Gato, and Jado are now.
They joined the OGs.
Then
Because
They're
Okada came
fine
out to
stuff.
try and help Hiroshi
Mhm.
Tanahashi, and then it just spiraled into this whole thing.
Think-
And then the OGs came out, grabbed Geto and the other guy, and they actually just turned on Okada. So
So it happened. It's the OGs are now solid. I'd say with talent. They are.
Yeah, is that a new like gang going on? Because
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
gang war
yeah,
stuff.
yes.
Very
I'd say
effective.
so.
all right, and then the main event of the evening, my favorite match.
Cody's first 5-star match? Question mark, probably. Yeah.
Kenny Omega, Cody Ibushi, and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it was, I missed it because
Yeah, so much wrestling.
yeah, there's so much going on,
Yes.
and I have a
Such
previous
good
schedule,
storytelling.
Mhm.
As predicted, beginning of the match, Kenny and Cody would fight. Well, and then they switched off with Cody and Coda, and then
Yes.
eventually Kenny and Coda had to fight each other. There was a point where Cody was like, "You'll help him, Kenny. We're friends too. Help me out." So then they were going to do a double suplex. Cody betrayed Kenny. You know, it was this whole giant storyline, and eventually Kenny ended up pinning Coda to retain the belt.
That shocked me. 'Cause I thought Cody was going to take it. Nope, it was
Coda. His
He
neck's too
had
broken.
the one-winged angel, and you could tell when he was doing it, he looked so sad. Like his face was like, "I don't want to do this," but he did it anyway to retain the title.
Someone said it wouldn't make even sense that Cody, if he took the pin, because he's right now the United States champion and he's the NWA. So that would kind of hurt him if he lost. So Coda was the safest bet to get the
It
pin.
was such a great
I think
storytelling. Is all.
One day we'll get Coda.
And
Just them.
we had him in G1.
No, but like for the title, I mean, like one-on-one.
That's basically the title.
No,
No.
Coda has another gear when it's
We
for the
need it
title.
for the title.
We need it, yeah. Anyways, to end
I
this,
need to cry.
I'm gonna quickly announce the Super Tag League, which is like the Super Junior, like a
Super Junior
tournament.
Tag Team Tournament.
Tournament.
It's like
But
a CWC for tag.
But they're changing it this year. They're not doing the same format, which is like single round elimination, like the Super Juniors
Round
or the
robin?
Gym one. Yep, like that. So it'll be interesting to see this new format. And these are the teams as announced. We got Los Ingobernables, Bushi, and Shingo. We
Shingo Takagi.
got Liger and Tiger. I love, and that should be
Liger
their
and
name.
Tiger,
That
yeah.
should be
Liger,
That's a
their
good
Tiger,
name.
and Bear.
We got
Oh my.
Tigers and
we
Tigers
got
and Bears.
Time Splitters 2.0 because Kushida used to be in a team with
Alex Shelley, but now it's with Chris Sabin.
Chris Sabin. So this will be they should call themselves
ACH, always a good name.
and Doguchi. I think their name is Funky.
Super ACH.
Funky something. They have a different Funky Future maybe?
Funkasaurus.
No. What?
Funkadactyls.
No, okay, I hope. No.
Tons of fun.
All
Tons
right.
of fun.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's the one.
we got
Sweet tea.
Yeah.
Volador Jr. and
But I don't know.
Serenado Jr.
Taguchi be sweet tea.
Rapungi 3K. OGs, which is Taiji Ishimori and Robbie Eagles.
Get that guy over.
And then the tag team champions, El Desperado and the guy who can't pronounce his name.
Yoshinobu
Yoshinobu
Kanemaru.
Kanemaru.
There you guys go. Yep. And so
Because Zero can speak.
before
There you
we
go.
end it, who do you guys have winning?
Oh God.
Just quickly, just choose one.
Taiji and Eagles.
You, Ed?
Everyone has momentum.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone.
Taiji and Robbie don't have belts.
Yeah.
Well, no,
hard.
they have the 6-man tag.
Yeah, they have the 6-man, but that's it. But not Robbie, obviously.
Well, they do like the New Day rule.
I think they do.
I think I'll go with Taiji.
Really, I'm going to go with Bushi.
Okay.
Rapungi 3K. No.
They won last year. They're not winning this year. But so yeah, they guys.
You want Bushi?
I can't wait for this one. Oh,
Were you going with? I thought we did.
Bushi and
No,
Shingo.
Bushi
Yeah,
and
listen,
Shingo?
no, come on, they speak my language,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So, but I'm really
Yeah.
excited for this tournament. It'll be great. I love wrestling right now, guys. Wrestling's on a roll.
I love
so
wrestling.
much, so much
Dude,
wrestling.
all wrestling was good this week, man.
Yeah, it was a solid week. I hope
When
next,
Raw's good, everything's good.
someone said in a blue. This is probably the only Raw in a blue moon that we'll see. That's good. Next week, prepare for garbage.
Garbage.
Next week's gonna be Braun Strowman loses to Heath Slater.
It'll be Baron Corbin in the main event again.
Stop. All right.
Yeah.
No,
Alright,
no,
alright.
don't. It's pure. It's nothing sacred. You're cursing
It's
it.
gonna happen.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like it's that time again. We have to end our show after a glorious 2 hours of wrestling. So we'll be back next week as usual from 6 to 8 to talk about more stuff. WWE all the way to New Japan as we usually do. I'm Edward Ramirez. For my two co-hosts here, Uriel and Tommy, I'm signing out.
Should we do a live stream?
Yes, we do have a live stream on
Watch
YouTube. Beat the
Impact,
Clock.
y'all.
So Beat the Clock
Radio.
Radio live on YouTube. Google it, or not, don't Google it. Search it in the YouTube machine, and it should be the first result.
And yeah, hopefully you guys can tune in. So I'll bring you guys back to your regularly scheduled music here on 91.7 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater. I hope you enjoy. Because there wasn't hip hop earlier.
Did you guys talk about the 2005? How the
No, we didn't.
Oh, did you see how the Crown Jewel is shaping up to be a bunch of guys from the mid 2000s?